At the awakening ceremony, the first beauty of the school awakened within herself the ferocious beast SSS-ranked, the nine-tailed heavenly forest, and she told me that she would make a deal with me. Contract, so I wouldn't wake up. And just at that moment when all the students decided that I am not worthy of her, I ascended to the altar of awakening so that start the ritual. Suddenly, a mysterious and deep violet energy. She covered thousands with her, and in this purple haze, a five-fingered golden dragon sword. The side of war, the white tiger, jumped in the purple haze, and the divine. The bird Ju Suek cooed in it. Kunpint descended from the heavens, ready, it seemed one. Swallow the entire Mayun base in one fell swoop. Divine beast nine-tailed heavenly forest, sacred. Xuan Yu tortoise, auspicious target, divine bird. Phoenix and the others appeared one after another. In this world, women, having reached the age of 18, awaken in themselves. Powerful, ferocious beasts. Some little Lolas awaken into the dark. Lynx, some boys in Graham White Tiger. And some business women even into the fiery divine. Dragon, they become the main force in the fight against demonic beasts. Men can awaken as beast tamers too. Help women in battle. The central square of the country's third high school, launching long, 10 awakening classes, several hundreds of students, under the guidance of mentors they rise. On the altar of awakening. Now there is a girl with a cute round face standing on the altar. A very pretty girl is undergoing an awakening. A projection of the 3-meter-tall King Valkov appears above the altar of awakening. The beast's body is powerful and strong, and its icy gaze pierces to the bones. Sim Quan, Vok King Srang's template, above the huge. At the altar of awakening, a cold mechanical sound is heard. Voice, and a bright white light flashes. The round-faced girl's ears turn into wolves, and appears behind her back. Black wolf tail. The students standing in neat rows exploded into a roar. Lively debate. Xia Yi, waiting for his turn, listened to the praises of those around him. He involuntarily looked at the altar. Chubby girl Seaman Xian, his girlfriend. Xia Yi was reborn in this world overrun by demonic animals on the planet Makulon were completely different. Laws. 18 years have passed. Perhaps due to some kind of intrauterine anomaly. He only gained memories of his past a week ago. Life on Earth. Having gained memories of his past life, Xia Yi awakened. System called Divine Tamper. Animals. At the moment it has 3 functions: detection, template in ferocious beasts, and task system. After awakening as a beast tamer, the function of improving the form of the summoned beast is activated. Activated after concluding a contract with the beast girl. Xia Yi looked forward at her best friend and first. The beauty of the school is party neighbor Chen Bingxi. SSS-ranked Ninetails Celestial Forest Template awaits. Awakening. Petite Seaman Xian with a round face came over towards him with an arrogant look. Raising her chin high, she looked with contempt. On Xia Yi, let's part. From this day on we are people from different worlds. Know your place. You don't deserve me anymore, Xia Yi. Shake your fists. Look at the miniature Xia Manxian. Part. So parting, I hope you won't regret it. Xia Manxian snorted, as if hearing a joke. I will regret it. Before Xia Manchuan had time to finish speaking, the one standing in front of Xia Yi, the school's first beauty, Chen Bingxi, approached him. Xia Yi, be my boyfriend. Xia Yi's clenched fists were born. He smiled radiantly. Fine. Chen Bingxi jumped up and screamed happily. Chen Bingxi was Xia Yi's party neighbor for 3 years, and they always had a wonderful relationship. They were like brothers. And now Chen Bingxi must have seen that her friend got into trouble and decided to help him. Her offer to become her boyfriend was not to be taken seriously. Semyon Xian grabbed his stomach and faked a laugh. On her face, open mockery. Chen Bingxi, not paying attention to their views, stubbornly looked around everyone present, with an angry gaze when her gaze fell on Semyon Xian, and she just snorted. Chen Bingxi is preparing to awaken. Chen Bingxi was summoned to the awakening platform. A mocking grin flashed across Semyon Xian's face. The moment Chen Bingxi began to awaken, the sky darkened. Chen Bingxi began to exude arrogance. and a noble aura. It covered everything within a radius of 10 kilometers, and in waves of divine music spread through the air around. Fresh flowers began to bloom, and behind her appeared 100-meter-tall, giant image of the Forest of Nine Tails. And even the divine flowers that were blooming froze at that moment. Template of Chunbingshi, SSS-ranked nine-tailed celestial forest. From the awakening platform came a cold mechanical voice. Rank SSS. The smile on Simon Xian's round face froze. She became stunned, and her fluffy wolf ears drooped. Is this really the template of the nine-tailed celestial forests of SSS rank? The system could not withstand its transformation. Chunbingshi appeared in the guise of a girl with animal ears. She stepped off the awakening platform and headed straight to SYE. SYE, enter into a contract with me. What? Are you serious? SYE was on foot. Didn't his friend Chunbingshi try to help him out? What other contract? She is also a CSS-ranked nine-tailed forest celestial. In the entire Dragon Country, people with SSS rank can be counted on one hand. Of course I'm serious. What's happened? Shia, do you despise me? Listen, as best you can, but we are bros. Listen, in 7 months you will become my wife. I considered you a brother, and you want to become my wife. Bro. Did you really think that between a guy and a girl, there is pure friendship? It was just mine. Trick. So what about the contract? Agree. I agree. Thoughts? Well, I got there. Regarding the contract, I agree. Thoughts? Chunbingshi, my wife. Only then did Chunbingshi let him go. A slight blush appeared on her flawless face. Then, the same, and now go and awaken your talent from the Creator. When you're done, we can sign our contract. Chunbingshi didn't care what kind of talent awakened, Xia, and what rank he will be. She knew only one thing. For all 3 years of high school, he was the only one who didn't avoid her, her only one true friend. Next, Xia, prepare to awaken. Came the mentor's voice at the awakening platform, and immediately there was a noise, and this Xia dares to claim, for the first beauty of the school. She is public knowledge. My prediction, Xia, at best will awaken the talent of a rank tamer. B. This, of course, is enough to get a good job. Gong Yuan base. But to conclude a contract with Chunbingshi. Sorry, but he doesn't deserve her. Looking at this beautiful figure on the altar of awakening, Beast Girl Chunbingshi clasped her hands anxiously. These fluffy foxes and tails will appear when Xia awakens. On the altar, the system panel lit up. Awakening a divine level beast tamer. The sky above Lanyuan base suddenly darkened. Streams of the mysterious purple TSA poured from the east into. The purple TSI soared the 5-fingered golden dragon, and the white tiger, side of war, jumped in its depths, divine. The Chutswek bird became confident in purple Tsei. Kuanping descended from the heavens with a deafening scream. It seemed like it was about to swallow Lanyuan base whole. Nine-tailed heavenly forest, other divines appeared. Animals, Xuanyu tortoise, auspicious target, divine, phoenix bird, and many others. Above me the waves of heavenly music spread, blossomed, buds of fresh flowers. This spectacle was more than 10 times grander than during the awakening of Chunbingshi, purple chi. From the east stretched for hundreds of thousands of li, projecting countless divine beasts. A voice rang out from the huge altar of awakening, Xia, SSS-ranked beast tamer. This is the awakening altar's report of the heavenly phenomenon. It is shocked everyone present, be it the director or the dean, or the students. Everyone was stunned. The anxiety in Chunbingshi's eyes disappeared, and she jumped and screamed joyfully. However, Simon Xian froze in place, looking at Xia, descending saltar of awakening. A beast slayer of SSS rank cannot have talent. Like the trash that I, Ziming Xian, threw away. Ziming Xian couldn't accept this fact. She used her own. Threw a guy with SSS rank talent with her hands. In the future, Everyone in their circle will read that she has no eyes, 3 years together, no need to apologize, and Xia Yi will definitely forgive me and sign a contract with me. As soon as Xia Yi stepped off the altar, immediately ran up to him. Seaman Xian grabbed his hand and said, I was just joking, let's go shopping after class. Xia Yi pulled his hand back and took a step back. You're sorry, it's a pity, but it's too late. Seaman Xian was all nervous, refusing to believe that Xia Yi could say this. You tremble me. Yes, you. You're probably just kidding. Semen Xuan, let go Yi. He's my boyfriend. Chun Bingshi's boyfriend. He's my partner. Contract. Semen Xuan looked at the long leg of the beast girl, Chun Bingshi, and then on his short, plump legs. She couldn't believe that deep down she felt an injection of inferiority, no chance. He can't be returned. It was she who pushed Yi to Chun Bingshi to this new girl's perfect length. She bitterly regretted it. Semnan Suans grabbed her hair with both hands, feeling like he was going crazy. It was like giving away the winning 1 million lottery ticket. After that, Xia Yi and Chun Bingshi immediately entered into a contract. They both became summoners of the nine-tailed celestial forests. There was a feeling between them that they had become one whole divine-level beast tamer system. Master, Xia Yi, contract template, nine-tailed celestial forests, SSS rank, level, undefined. Summon beast, nine-tailed celestial forest. Shape, cub, innate skill, divine charm. Forced, puts the enemy's mind into chaos for a certain time. Area skill, divine incitement, forced. Introduces capes, forcing the enemy to change the target of the attack. Single target skill, summon beast form. Enhancement function, evolution, 101 tail, second form, health. Summon beast forever, +1. Randomly awakens 1 conceptual innate skill, task function activated. The system will issue the job after the media. Will encounter an event. For completing tasks you can get almost evolutions and rare items. After the awakening ceremony was completed, the director gathered the most talented 8 or 9 boys and girls who have already concluded contracts in their office villa. Young men gathered in the workroom on the ground floor of the villa, and girls, 9 in total, Xia Yi and Chun Bingshi, 2 SS-ranked, Xiaman Xian, 1 Sranga, the rest 6 are Orana. Beast Masters, and awakened with ferocious beast templates. I awakened the Orang Magic Camp template and concluded contract with Zhang Ziyan, and you? We have a Fire Python template and a Pupillary template. Butterfly. I wonder why the director called us here. Pat Roy's group ties began to get to know each other, and when saw AE, they looked at him with respect and curiosity. This guy has traveled hundreds of thousands of years from the east, and must have seen countless divine beasts, master of beasts with talent SS Rango, Xiao Yi. He's almost like God. So, everything is assembled. Let me introduce, this is a sophomore. Purified from Manuan Academy. He has an overlord talent. Animals S. Rango. Let's greet him with applause. The director, carrying a briefcase, brought with him a bald guy. Upon entering, he immediately introduced it enthusiastically. Star clap 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 star. Everyone applauded wildly. The director turned his gaze to Samungshuan. Disciple Samungshuan, you two could meet. If you approach each other, you can sign a contract. Director, I heard that today the 3rd highest awakened girl with SSS ranked template. Who is she? The director pointed at Chun Bingshi. Disciple Chun Bingshi awakened the SSS ranked template, but she has already concluded a contract with the SIE student, answered. Bald guy. He then walked over and sat down next to Semyon Xian and began to talk quietly to her. The director looked around hall and nodded with satisfaction. His face became serious. Our base is Man Yuan in all past unified exams. It has already taken last place 10 times in a row. Once, to prepare for the exam, the Man Yuan base decided to launch youth training camp, and strengthen preparation. The goal is to get rid of the title of outsider. Make every effort to take second to last place. All the students present were shocked. Second to last place. And this requires all the strength. The students looked at the director with doubt. Even third place from the bottom is just a possibility. The probability is less than 50%. As for the first place, it is occupied by superbases, producing geniuses, only the capital base and demonic. The capital can claim this. All of you, students, are third and highest. In the training camp, you must be united, help to each other. I, as director, am appointed a captain and Shinbinsi, vice captain. Do you have an objection? Any objections? I agree. That's how it should be. Wait. I have an objection. Student Simeon Xian has already agreed to conclude. There is an agreement with me, and I, by the way, am of second rank. Obviously, the strongest on the team is me and Meng Xian. I should be the captain. As far as I know, we only go to training camp tomorrow, so I suggest, after we go our separate ways, arrange a duel between our summoned beasts and the animal Xiaoyi. Whoever wins will become captain. How do you like this? Quest activated. Defeat the Wolf King, patrolman of the second rank. Become a team captain. Reward, rare beauty pill and 100 purification points. Beauty pill. As the name explores, it restores appearance to perfect condition. Divine pill, 4, which all women chase. Purification points can be used to improve the summoned form. Beast accept. In case of refusal or failure of the task, there is no penalty. All of AE rejoiced in her soul. Right now she really needed it, so she accepted the task. Mr. Director, I agree to his proposal. The director nodded. Then it was decided, Xiaoyi, you still have no rank. I'll just do the best I can. You know that this is a trap, but you still climb into it. I don't know what it is, blind self-confidence or just stupidity. I even admire your courage a little. But I hope you won't lose too disgracefully tomorrow. The bald guy was absolutely confident in himself. He had already achieved second rank. Even if Xiaoyi and Chun Bingshi summon a ferocious beast, CCC rank, this will not be able to compensate for the difference in levels. Seming Xian was filled with pride again at this moment. Being bald gave her confidence. That is why she agreed to conclude an agreement with him. Immediately after this, the director opened the briefcase and handed over. Everyone is a reward for awakening. The reward for rank A is 1 golden box with magic. A beast of the first rank. The reward for rank C is 3 gold boxes with a magical beast of the first rank. Reward for SSS rank. 9 golden boxes with a magical beast. First rank. Before everyone left, director also told them that the training camp is full of resources, and they will go to those who show themselves better after. The congregation all went home. Xiaoyi, where are you going tonight? To the shelter. Come to me. Xiaoyi subconsciously clasped her hands. What coincidence. I was just about to go to you, that's for sure. We entered into an agreement. Why should we live separately? Plus, I have a room for absorption and training. At the same time, I'll introduce you to your parents, I tell you. My father, of course, is a bit of that, but he will definitely accept you. Xiaoya felt a little uneasy in his heart. It was difficult to deal with him. Talk. Yeah. It's old-fashioned. It makes Xiaoya's heart mad. Started pounding. Xiaoya took 1,290 yuan and 5. Mao, who was returned to him by a classmate in the afternoon, bought a bottle of wine for 99 yuan and recklessly entered Chun Bingshi's house when Xiaoya came into view. Chun Bingshi's father, his pupils constricted. Dean, is that you? Student Xia Yi, surprised. The dean was named Chun KK. He was Chun Bingshi's father. It turns out they were family. Xia Yi understood everything instantly. Dean, I have already signed a contract with Bingshi. Chun KK laughed out loud. It turns out you're not at home. So stubborn. I agree, SSS-ranked summoner. Your talent is enough to be worthy of mine. Daughters, you grew up in an orphanage. You are the best student in the year, whom I raised. These 3 years I watched your spinsy relationships. From now on, call me dough, father-in-law is wine. For you. Why did you bring gifts? How much money does the student have? He said, indicating with his gaze SYE to put the bottle in the wine cabinet. All AE supplied wine. Half an hour later, the 4 of them finished dinner. Apart from the room of the Chun KK spouses, all other rooms have. Suddenly the festive red light turned on. Chun KK just pushed E into Chun Bingshi's room. And Chun Bingshi was pushed into the bathroom by her mother, throwing her a simple red clothes. Chun Bingshi turned her around and was dumbfounded. It was a red wedding dress. What does this all mean? Half an hour later, Chun Bingshi came out wearing a wedding dress, with a confused expression on his face. In the festively decorated bedroom of Chun Bingshi and Xiaoyi, were doing something indescribable. After a stormy night, the next morning at 6 o'clock Chun Bingshi woke up Xiaoyi. Xiaoyi, wake up. It's time for us to train. Don't forget, today we're having sex with a bald guy. Xiaoyi woke up from such a special alarm clock. They then took out 10 golden boxes containing magical beasts, 1 blow from the Mika, who gave them as a reward. Director. They looked at each other and immediately activated the power of the contract to summon the 9-tailed celestial forest. In the small bedroom, all the above began to spread. Auras, fabulous magical colors appeared. Sacred and noble, majestic white forest, as if descended from another dimension into the real one. The world, alive, stood on the earth. AE's body and Shin Bunshi disappeared. Their consciousnesses merged into Idino inside the sacred white forest, single-tailed form. 9-tailed celestial forest, reflected in the mirror. Deep, like the starry sky, wise and beautiful. Eyes of the white forest. 2 little mosquitoes saw her, and with excitement. In the eyes they wanted to bite and drink blood. Divine betrayal forcibly instills thoughts, forcing the enemy to change the target of the attack. Skills that affect one target at the moment when. A mysterious flash flashed in the eyes of the 1-tailed white forest. Light, the movement of one of the mosquitoes suddenly froze. Then, he raised his sharp proboscis and stabbed it into the other mosquito. He, unexpectedly attacking, was pierced through. A mosquito that drank blood as if it were intoxicated with hormones. Increased his attack speed tenfold. He reached dry, sucked another mosquito, and then his stomach with a crash. Burst, both died. I've been wanting to deal with this Lianvin for a long time. Yesterday, I had important things to do. I couldn't get around to it. Today I finally finished off these 2. In the mind of the 1-tailed white forest, Xia Yi saw the effect. Stop playing around. Quickly absorb Zen He and train. Then, under the control of Xia Yi, the sacred white forest. Through Jean he strayed into her mouth. Rum-hum. She took a couple of bites of it and swallowed it. They both studied the improved training method in school. Demonic beasts, but they did not have time to use. Training method. How? Felt how pure energy filled. Their stomachs instantly spread throughout their bodies. With a surge, they felt their strength increase. 9-tailed sky forest, 1-tailed form. White forest, first stage, SSS class template, which. Terrifying power, looking at the system panel, which. Only he saw it, he thought. Then he crunched the remaining essence as well. Demonic beast. They crunched like chips. Chun Bingshi really liked this texture. And so, taking advantage of the surge of energy, they both started training. After a few minutes they stopped training and came out of the form of the summoned beast. 9-tailed sky forest, 1-tailed form. White forest, first stage, middle phase, 3 hours. Day. The backyard of Villa, the director of the 3rd higher school. All 10 students from yesterday's awakening class were assembled, all AE, as we agreed, today. We will have a duel. A real man knows when to give in. If you surrender in a good way, I will consider you a man. Otherwise, you will lose miserably and never recover. If you want to fight, fight. Why talk in vain? So smart. You will be the judge, and we will fight right now. Semyon Shin grinned coldly. What an ungrateful fellow. Fine. This is a yard of several hundred square meters, you. Enough space. Let's go right here. It turns out you've been around for a long time. Reach the second stage. Do not overdo it. The main thing is not to injure yourself. The bald guy and Semyon Shin summoned the power of the contract, and together they called the king of the Vox from the classroom. There was a chilling shower sound surrounding the space, filled with violent power, and they both disappeared. In their place appeared the king of wolves with black fur, shimmering with cold light. The 2-meter-tall wolf king exuded a fierce aura, from which the air around him went in waves. Xia and Chen Bingxi also called upon the power of the contract to summon a SSS class 9-tailed sky forest. A blinding light flashed, and a 1-tailed creature appeared. White forest, shrouded in a sacred aura, it appeared opposite. Black wolf. The 2-meter wolf king looked from high at the half-meter. White forest, and contempt was visible in his gaze. He immediately rushed to the attack, rapidly rushing towards the white forest. King of Wolves in the first stage on the peak against the white forest. The first stage is the middle phase. Innate skill, Night Trail. Speed has been increased by more than 4 times. The black wolf whistled past, leaving behind only blurry trail. Speed has reached the limit. Everyone thought that the outcome of the battle was a foregone conclusion in the eyes of the 1-tailed one. The white fox seemed to have turned on dynamic vision, approaching. The silhouette of a black wolf was clearly visible. There was a sense of divine charm in his every step. Causes the enemy to fall into state for a while. Confusion. In the eyes of a white fox, as deep as the starry sky. A mysterious light flashed. The black wolf was caught. His gaze lost focus. With a confused look he ran. Passing by AE, due to the inertia of his fast running, he crashed into the wall a few tens of meters from them. This wolf. The king is blind. The white of the forest just stands and does not attack. Is this some kind of new trick? The black wolf was affected by the skill. Skill is a divine betrayal. He accepted. Maloga for the white tiger. Trail in the darkness, at maximum power, increases speed. 6 times, a black wolf with even greater islandness tore and shredded the Maloga. At this moment, the Maloga flower turned jet black. Releasing some kind of poison, its branches began to move and enveloped the black wolf. They wrapped themselves tightly around him, and the thorns that grew on them tightly bound the beast. After 1 minute, Jean Ran and Seaman Xian are exhausted, fell to the ground. Pale, breathing heavily, he said, I give up, Xiaoyi. I'm far from you. Seaman Xian pointed in shock. On Xiaoyi, you have already reached the peak of the first rank. How many? Time has passed. 1 day from 0 to the peak of the first rank, I thought. It will take me a week just to reach the first rank, and Xiaoyi had enough for 1 day, after an hour of rest. Team led by Xiaoyi and Chen Bingxi, team of 12. The man from the 3rd high school sat on the steel train going to the Goko youth training camp. Task completed. Master, receive your reward. The award has been received. Evolution points and a beauty pill are placed in the pocket. All the poison left the pill from his pocket and put it in Chen's mouth. Binzi forced her to swallow. In an instant, her skin became an even more radiant white. And her hair, even blacker and silkier, her clear eyes, shone even brighter. Xiaoyi watched from the side. He was very pleased with the effect. Beauty pills. Xiaoyi, I adore you. Hey, don't be stupid. Now is not the time, but Chen Bingxi was seething with overflowing. Her feelings, passionate like fire. She already had everything. Don't care. After a while, Xiaoyi and Chen Bingxi came over. A spectacular girl with a stunning figure. Let's introduce ourselves. My name is Nangong Xia. Wandering Dragon Template, Ran Shi, she had refined. Facial features and skin, soft as silk, height 1.70 centimeters, emphasized her pure and unearthly image. All AE looked at her in surprise. In appearance, she was not nearly inferior to Chun Bingshi, but in aspects this beauty even surpassed Chun. But, Rango SI template. Is this also what they take to training camp? I know you, I said excitedly in Gunk. You are the same purple fathers of the East, see, whose 100,000 reflections revealed countless divine animals. And you, Chun Bingshi, with the template of heaven on the nine-tailed forest. Rango SSS, you are both so strong. So this is what he is, CIE. Dear, look quickly. This SSS-ranked guy is so handsome. And his purple tits are truly incredible. At the awakening square in our second eldest then, even the sky darkened. Vision. This happened in our first high school too. On Angansai, the first beauty of the school and the heiress of the rich family, upon awakening, showed incredible power. It just turned out that this is a wandering pattern. Dragon Surong. The elites from the first and second high schools discussed this vigorously. The school beauty Istansvinya turned out to have enormous potential. All AE suspected something was wrong with this Surong template and decided to use the detection feature of my system. Nangong Saya, SSS rank, 5-fingered gold pattern. Dragon. The blue star rule is incomplete. Not enough. Was absorbed during the template's awakening. Fragments of rules, sealed in crystal. There is no contractor yet. The whole AE is staring at the panel, not believing my eyes. SSS rank. 5-fingered golden dragon. 5-fingered golden dragon. The same rank as Scholar Bingshi. The only pity is that it is sealed. However, it has not yet concluded. Contract with a girl. Then, led by 3 captains, a group of talents. Sent with the youth training camp. There, 2 detachments were already waiting for them in the military form. And as soon as everyone was about to enter the camp, Putin blocked a detachment in military uniform, and it's you who are the same talents in which the base was going to grow with such pomp. If you want to go to training camp today, then take my test first. Talents from 3 high schools, so they thought that this was a normal procedure, and they stopped. 3 high schools, 3 teams. Your captains must hold out against us for 1 minute without being defeated. Then you will pass. Otherwise, go under the open tonight. Sky, of course, I will suppress my level to the 1st rank. If you pass out of food, each member of your team will receive 1 crystal core of the 1st rank as a reward. And now, team captains, step forward, captains. The captains of the 3rd high school were Xiaya and Chun Binzi. The captains of the 2nd eldest, Fatty and Girl. The captains of the 1st high school were Nangong Saya. Seeing that only 1 person left her, the captain, the meeting squad frowned. He said to Nangong Saya, "Why are you alone? Where is your contractor?" Nangong Saya, Kishchikov, answered, "Yes, sir. I don't have a contractor, but I hope you'll pass. Go our 3 teams. And I will personally give you 36 crystal cores of the 1st rank." Hearing this, the captain of the greeter. The squad was taken aback. Who is she? So generous. The deputy captain of the welcoming squad, standing nearby, who was his contractor, whispered in his ear, "This Princess Manuan Base, Nangong Saya, daughter of the ruler. City, Great Master Tsin, captain of the greeters." Chuckled. Such a big shot. Won't she hold a grudge against me for that I arbitrarily arranged this test? And while he was so worried, the SA sounded in his head. System voice, carrier initiated detected. Events, task activated, defeat the captain of the greeter. 1st rank squad. Reward, 100 evolution points, and a crystal with fragments. Rules. Accept the task. This reward greatly surprised the SE. He will just be able to use it to remove the seal. The template is in Nangong. I have a problem with printing. And after its removal, it will be a 5-fingered golden dragon. Both in a past life and in the current apocalyptic world, this Eastern dragon has always been a legend, except exercise. Congratulations. The host successfully accepted the task. Even if he receives a crystal with fragments of the rules, Xiaoyi was not going to give it away just like that. All AE grinned wickedly. He thought to himself, Nangong, Saya, you don't want to live your whole life with the Surong pattern, right? After defeating the Zwingers, he will receive 100 evolution points as a reward. All AE planned to improve the form of his conscript, Beast of the White Forest. This will give it extra life and conceptual flair. All AE transferred evolution points, and the system panel showed the heavenly 9 tails. Forests, 2 tails, 20% of the limit. At the same time, Xiaoyi and Chen Bingshi simultaneously felt. As a new, defiant force arose in their minds, the innate skill, absolute murder. Any physical hit inflicted can be ignored by protecting the enemy and inflicting pure damage on him, is it? Xiaoyi's eyes lit up. Innate skill, absolute kill, this is just. Awakened skill, conceptual skill that ignores. Defense and dealing pure damage, all AE, playing. Honor of Kings, knew how powerful this innate skill was. The entire E was looking forward to the upcoming battle with the captain. Welcome, team. Sir, we have come to throw. Challenge for you. Very good. Welcome, captain. Team nodded to the RGA team leader, and then looked to Nangong Xi. You don't have to bother. Time. Since you haven't signed a contract, your team doesn't need past tests. The RGA team leaders then activated the power of the contract, and they summoned a demonic butterfly. An eerie and frightening aura emanated from her, it seemed. Like you're walking alone in the middle of the night in an abandoned place. Graveyard, summoned spirit-type beast, only. That has reached the 1st rank. Demonic butterfly, means deputy captain. Also activated the power of the contract. A silvery white gorilla appeared, full of furious aura. She appeared in front of everyone, continuously pounding himself in the chest, making noises and blows. He suppressed his level to the initial stage of the 1st rank. The silvery gorilla grabbed a huge wave and forcefully threw him at the demonic butterfly, demonic. The butterfly, dodging, quickly activated its innate skill, ghostly howl to weaken mental power. Enemy, distract his attention and thereby reduce combat power. Bang. The demonic butterfly flapped its wings, but couldn't fully dodge the boulder. The affected part of the wing fell off and fell to the ground. Calling was forcibly interrupted, and she took on a human appearance. The spellcasters from Orgo were shocked. The C-class demonic butterfly was so weak. The faces of the captains of Orgo reflected pure and naive. Perplexed, we lost just like that. Nangong Xia seemed to have foreseen this. His face was completely calm. Then he looked at Xia curiously. Template. SSS class should last at least 1 minute, right? The faces of the onlookers perked up in anticipation of shame. Xia. Garbage is garbage. Everyone understood that the greeting captain was speaking through the gorilla team. He pointed at all the future spellcasters. They spend a lot of resources on your training, and for what? For this pile of garbage. You also call yourself geniuses, but you're completely useless. Worthless. In my opinion, you better just get out of here. There's no point. There's time to waste here. An S-class template caster can't even defeat me, a spellcaster with a regular pattern. What a shame, just shame and disgrace, captain of the Novitsa captain. The RGA blushed with complete indignation at his words. With their meager combat experience was no match for them. Behind-the-knee fights, captain of the welcoming team. And just at the moment when everyone felt helpless, Xiaoyi said loudly and clearly, pointing on the gorilla's nose, they won't cope. I will defeat you. He stated decisively. Xiaoyi took Chen Bunshi's hand, activated the power of the contract, and began summoning the 9 tails. Heavenly Forest, the sacred, noble, and graceful white appeared. The forest in its one-tailed form, its mysterious and the deep aura made everyone feel as if their souls underwent a purification ceremony. So this is the 9-tailed Heavenly Forest. What's snow white wool? You just want to stroke it. This means that this is the basic template of the CCC class. And he's nothing like that. Handsome. Lan Gong looked at the white forest with curiosity. In her form, with an unusual tail. The gorilla jumped up and fell down. On the white forest. The sacred white of the forest had an instinctive dynamic. With her vision, she easily dodged the attack. The gorilla crashed into the ground, leaving a small crater. The gaze of the sacred white forest grew cold. She quietly activated her innate skill, divine charm. The wave hit the gorilla. The gorilla's furious aura immediately dissipated. Her mind became clouded and her gaze became confused. She froze in place. This is the moment. Absolute truth ignores all enemy defenses, dealing 100% pure damage. In front of a shocked crowd of sacred white, Forest threw up a huge boulder that was under her, paw high in the air, and brought it down on the gorilla's neck. The roar rang in the ears of everyone present. The consciousness of the gorilla instantly cleared. She gasped with a burst of pain in her neck, the blow to her neck blocked the flow of air and blood. The gorilla became dizzy, and she fell to the ground with a thud, losing consciousness. The instructor is in great shape. I just fell and immediately fell asleep, emerging from the state of summoning. All Jesus Sack said, so strong, but how easy. Fell. This one froze in amazement. One guy, seeing that his goddess was amazed by AE, could not resist and said with envy, the instructor was out of shape. He was just lucky, once again, and it's not a fact that he will win. Longun's I objected, but you could just as easily defeat the instructor like Xia AE, the guy blushed. Souls from this question. You can't. In the form of him crumpling, I answered Longun's for him. All the genius contractors present were shocked by the power of the summoned SSS class beast. Especially the two devil butterfly summoners, the leader couple from the second higher school looked at Xie and Chun Bingshi with admiration, who literally beat over the edge. Chun Bingshi curiously asked Xie, why? Our summoned beast suddenly awakened anew. Innate skill is true damage. I like it so much. The system beep sounded again. The gorilla of the first rank was defeated. The task is completed. Reward, 100 evolution points, 1 crystal fragment. Rules. Enrolled in the system, crystal fragment of the space rule automatically became attached to the owner. Xie was delighted. He already had one of these, only. I don't know how many of them are needed to unlock the template. On Ingun's a genius contractor from 3 high schools and the welcoming party approached the training camp. The contactors lined up on a level area. The captain of the welcoming squad woke up and began introducing everyone. These 2 instructors, a man and a woman, will be with you during the month's collection. They will be yours. Instructors. They were transferred from the capital 10 years ago. Summoner of the SS class Faith Beasts continued to represent. Captain, you are very lucky. He was an instructor in our hunting party. He was nicknamed the Training Demon. The male instructor took off his outerwear, revealing muscles with prominent veins and 8-pack abs. The instructor, seeing everyone's glances, nodded involuntarily. Our task this time is to make you decisive. Cold-blooded geniuses who can adapt to any condition in the wild, carrier contact detected. With the event, step-by-step task activated, take first place in the country in the individual competition. Overall database results should be in the top 10. Throughout the country, an award, the highest mysterious grand prize. Her eyes quickly widened. The highest mysterious reward. It sounds very cool and prestigious, very pretentious. The task has been received, now the distribution by rooms. At this moment the bald instructor paused, looking around. Those present, couples who have already concluded a contract. Your rooms will be mixed for couples, 1 pair of contractors moves into 1 room. And if I find out that some couple is living separately, as punishment, I will subject them to hellish devilish training. Those guys who signed contracts with girls were absolutely delighted. Just what we needed, All AE thought that in his past life. News about boys and girls living together for sure would be on the top news. All AE and Shin Bingsis first went to pick up their resources for this week's training. As SSS-ranked contractors, they could receive 10 gold rivers of the second rank per week, having received golden rivers. The two of them went to the apartment complex. It was complex of apartment buildings. Their room number was 001, although it was called a room. In fact, it was a small apartment, living room, kitchen, bedroom, everything was in place. But there was only one bedroom. They arrived at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and since then 4 or 5 o'clock, all AE and Chun Bingshi were about to wash up and went to bed, when suddenly there was a knock outside. At the door, knock, knock, knock. Xia AE opened the door. He carefully stuck his head out to look and saw an elegant, beautiful face. It suddenly approached 1 centimeter. Xia AE. Xia AE, can I come in and talk? It was me and Nangong. There was a plea on her face, and the large round eyes looked childishly naive and sweet. Who's there? We're already getting ready to go to bed. Chun Bingshi came over to take a look. Chun Bingshi let her in. Sit on the sofa, she asked curiously in Ngun's. Ayu. After all, she didn't enter into a contract with the Master of Beasts. How are you going to train alone to get to the team? I can handle even an uncalled beast. Meanwhile, Xia Yim mentally turned to the system. System, how many rule fragment crystals are needed to complete the pattern in Gong Ai? The system does not. Answered. Xia Yim mentally burst into curses. Oh, the system is flawed. What kind of drainage system is this? Not a drop of intelligence. And at this moment, the rule fragment crystal suddenly lit up, and Xia AE received some information called from Believe SSS rank, the Petable Golden Dragon. In this, the universe is already extinct. To materialize from nothing the pattern of the petty-fingered Golden Dragon, 12 crystals required. Rule fragments. This is more than for other templates. SSS rank. To find out how many crystals you need on Ngun's for completing its template, you must first scan her body and see how much power the rules absorbed. Her template. This information was conveyed by the fragment crystal itself. Rules. Only then did Xia AE remember that the crystal fragments of the rules have already recognized him as their master. He can give it to Ngun's, and then at any time take it back. Xia AE took out a crystal from the system space. Go ahead, scan, just don't arouse any suspicion. Nangong residents Yao and Chun Bingshi sat side by side. They were having fun. Were chatting, when suddenly Nangong Yao felt that by all over her body, a very pleasant, comfortable feeling. 5-fingered golden dragon template SSS. Rank 84% complete. 2 rules fragment crystals are missing to completely materialize it. Crystals. And I only have 1. By the way, the system issued a task. The goal is to complete it in 1 week, increase the level of summon beast up to rank 5. The reward for the task is 100 purification points and 1 rules fragment crystal. Accept the task. The system responded immediately. The task was successfully accepted. 2 rule fragment crystals are enough to restore the template on Ngun's eye. Xia Yi removed the crystals and asked Ngun's eye, if anyone. I was able to restore your USS rank template. How would you like it? Did you thank me? At Ngun's eye, she froze for a moment and then came to myself. How do you know that I have a USS rank template? Guessed it. Xia Yi grinned, took a sip of tea, face. Ngun's remained serious. She stood up proudly and declared, I would marry him. Married. PFF. All AE spat out the tea. Are you serious? I couldn't be more serious. I nodded at the Nangong man, and then with extreme. She added with disappointment. But who is capable of this? My father dug through a bunch of information about this phenomenon. Never happened before. The only case, I have already come to terms with the fact that I will never sign a contract with these words in my life. I left Nangong. Her silhouette looked very lonely. 4 o'clock in the morning. Xia Yi is already on her feet, all for the sake of training. His goal is to increase the rank of his summoned in 1 week. Beast to the 5th. And it's not just about completing the task, it's also necessary for the sake of his future happiness. Xia Yi and Chen Bingxi, wearing uniforms, immediately activated the power of the contract and began to call upon the sacred white forest. I used 10 XINHE pills of the 2nd rank. These were the training resources for the week, received yesterday. 1 rank 2 Jinhe pill was absorbed. After absorbing 2 rank 2 Shina pills, the beast has reached the initial stage of rank 2. Shane Bingxi exclaimed in surprise. Xia Yi, we are leveling up so fast. Then let's train harder, my little wife. Shane Beansy. They absorbed 1 rank Shinha pill. After another, and 2 hours later, the rank of the summoned beast reached the late stage of the 2nd rank. Xia Yi figured that 1 more such pill, and they will be able to break through to the 3rd rank. Sensing the growing strength of the 3rd rank, Xia Yi thought to himself, I've been speaking in gunk since then. The moment I set my sights on you, you won't run away from my hands. You yourself promised to marry me, and this is like times what I want. The next day, the instructor organized training by contact with fierce animals. Beginners had to summon their contract beasts and try to fight fierce beasts for the first time. After lunch, all the spellcasters were in full readiness. They lined up in neat rows in front of the dorms. Everyone had contract animals, and only on Gunts. I was left alone. The instructor led 4 squads to a training ground for magical beasts. It was divided into separate zones, in each zone on a circuit. Set a magical beast. Now all groups summon your contract beasts. Guide them to the area with the magical beast and get out of there. Within the allotted time, defeat or kill the magical beast. No need. This is enough to complete the workout in. Completing the workout, you will also receive a reward. Gene H. Instructor, allow me to address you, and if we win or kill magical beast, we will have to pay a fine. Chen Bingxi stared at the beast, and her eyes lit up. If you defeat or even kill the magical beast, then not only will you not have to pay, but your reward will double. For a victory, the reward will increase 5-fold, and for a murder, 10 times. Eat. Chen Bingxi couldn't wait to rush into battle. Rush in to the area with the magical beast, summon your template, ferocious beast, and carry out a massacre there. As soon as they entered the magical beast area of the 1st rank, a message signal sounded in the instructor's pocket. He took out the device and saw a message from the city. Lord GG, a contractor of SSS rank cannot be approached with usual measurements. Continue training at hellish difficulty level, twice the maximum. This is the only way to open their potential. At this time, the contactors had already taken the form of summoned animals, and only on Engans did I remain in the human appearance. Her fragile figure looked lonely and a little pathetic. She looked with envy at the summoned beasts nearby. In her heart, she didn't know how much she wanted it. But when she saw the sacred white forest, her eyes immediately began to shine like stars. She so wanted to hug him and cuddle. The first group, behind me, Instructor Lon led. Sacred White Forest, and on Ngunt's in the far area of the magical beast training camp. There were 12 sectors in total. One of them is the zone of the magical pattern turtle. Let's start with the 1st rank turtle. You just need to hold out in the magical beast zone. 10 minutes, and the workout will be considered completed. Inside the magical beast area, a white sheet stared on a magical pattern turtle. She emitted a terrifying magical light, and immediately, with a whistle, she pulled her head into her panzer. The sacred white fox stared at her, looking at her left, then to the right. Soon 10 minutes, and it was gone. The 1st training session is completed. Xia Yi and Chen Bingxi received a rank 2 core. A total of 26 crystals of the 2nd rank. Instructor, this is training completed. Then let's start the 2nd one. Then in the 12th furthest sectors, the white fox appeared sequentially in each of the zone. At first he won, and in the end he killed, and they profited greatly. Xia Yi and Chen Bingxi received a total of 2,148 crystals of the second rank. The instructor next to them was dumbfounded. Such a noble. Still looking for the catch. Xia Yi, having completed her training, and Chun Bingshi in her steam room. Form of the sacred white forest approached the instructor. On Ngunsai ran up from there and hugged the white one tightly. Fox, her face beamed with delight, and she rubbed herself. Cheek on the fur of a fox. Beansy, you are incredible. Chun Bingshi smiled proudly. Otherwise, after that, the white fox dispelled the form of the summoned beast, and they returned to human form to celebrate. Completion of the first day of training, I will treat you. Dinner, you refuse. Well, let's go, little sister Binzi. The instructor gathered everyone together. Today's training has been successfully completed for everyone. After some time, you will be able to collect your rewards in the resource department, and I will forward the award records to them. Tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. meeting at the hostel. Go your separate ways. The instructor raised her right hand. Everyone left happily. In Anong, I tightly grabbed Chun Bingshi's hand and dragged, followed by Xia Yi, the most elite hunting restaurant in the military camp. Xia Yi, who was walking next to him, saw his little wife Chun Bingshi hugged by someone else, felt slight irritation. He muttered angrily towards the Nangong man. Yeah, hug. My wife, then. Well, just wait. In a week I'll hug you after dinner. You can go pick up 2,148 crystals of the second rank. 10 crystals of the second ranks are exchanged for 1 crystal of the third rank. If you do the math, you can exchange a total of 2 crystals. 5th rank, 1 4th rank crystal, 4 crystals of the third rank, and 8 crystals of the second rank. Such a huge amount of resources is enough to raise the sacred white forest to rank 5. Arriving at the hunting restaurant, they went into a small, cozy private room. The waiter immediately appeared. Mistress Nangong, what would you like to order? In Ngunsai answered as if I had always been here. So, we have set lunch number 1. She then handed the menu to Xiaya, and Chun Bingshi looked. Set lunch number 1. There are 3 dishes and 1 soup, namely, the meat of the 6th beast, streets, 4th street beast meat, and edible flu, 5th street lynching, and also 8th street lynching soup. I looked at Kana. Xiaya's expression froze. Wow. This set menu is worth 1 gold in 7th street. If you like it, we will come here every day. Sister Bingzi, you are rich. Ai exclaimed. Soon the waiter finished serving the dish and gave it to Ngunt's Yaosani bottle of potion. This is an energy liquid purified from the meat of animals. In these dishes, otherwise, our body will not withstand the energy of 4-8 zini meat of the beast. Soon the meal was over. When they left, Chun Bingshi, stroking his lightly bloated belly, felt that she still wanted supplements. Then they separated and the two went to the department. Resources to receive today's reward for training. Having received the reward, they returned to the dormitory and closed the door. Xiao's beautiful face blossomed into a smile. Train immediately. Xiao and Chun Bingshi activated the power of the contract and again called upon the sacred white face. At this time the white person was at the late stage of the second rank, so she took and swallowed 1/3 rank gold. Thanks to super efficient absorption in the two-tail uniform, not even half an hour had passed when I exhaled loudly. Her rank rose to the initial stage of 3rd, and only then the energy of 1 rank 3 gold was completely absorbed. The strength in the white face's body increased dramatically. All AE, existing in her consciousness in the form of an avatar, could feel this boundless power, as if with one blow, BC could have been killed. Then, all AE decided to continue training and forced. The white forest swallows 2 gold 4th ranks. It is unknown how much time has passed. While the sacred white forest rapidly rotated. Barrel for training animals, white forest rank gradually increased. Initial stage of the 3rd rank, middle stage of the 3rd rank, late stage of 3rd rank, peak of 3rd rank. With a roar and a surge of aura, ranks sacred white. Foxes broke into the early stages of the 4th, opening eyes. All I discovered that a whole day had already passed, and he had to ask the instructor for time off. Then he returned, and continued training. The sacred white fox swallowed 2 rank 5 golds. Time passed, and the rank of the white fox grew steadily, it seemed. She broke through without any barriers. Initial stage of the 4th rank, middle stage of the 4th rank, late stage of 4th rank, peak of 4th rank. The initial stage of the 5th rank. Xia felt the energy in his body as boundless as an ocean. LSY. She jumped lightly and crashed into the ceiling with a loud boom. The entire dorm building shook. Luckily, the dorm was built from materials. Post-apocalyptic era, otherwise the ceiling would be broken through, so as not to destroy the building. Xia and his companion left the form of the summoned beast, returning to the human appearance at this very moment. A system notification sounded in Xia's ears. Congratulations. Carrier with the completion of the task, increased the rank to 5th within a week. The reward for the task is 100 evolution points. 1 crystal fragment of the rule is placed in the system. Storage. Crystal fragment rules are automatically bound to the owner. SYE. Binding was successful. Regardless of what tasks the media uses a crystal fragment of the rule, it can be used in any moment to recall. Here. Suddenly, a pleasant voice spoke in Ngunk from outside. Little sister Binzi. I heard noise inside. Have you finished your training or not? Langongza Ya hugged Chin Binxi's hand, her eyes glowing with delight. She had not hugged Chin Binxi for 3 days. Chin Binxi suddenly felt unbearable thirst, and with anxiety, face jumped to her feet. She hurriedly ran to the bathroom. As soon as Chin Binxi disappeared, Langongza Ya curiously looked after her. Suddenly a stunning, beautiful face appeared in front of her, filling her entire field of vision. On Ngung's eye immediately blushed. She pulled away a little and confusedly asked, "What are you doing?" I wanted to ask you. What do you want? I came running to our apartment in the morning. You have affairs. I came to inform you that the head of the city is commanded. The guards want to see you, came to see you. With Chin Bingshi. Realizing what she had let slip, she suddenly braked. And immediately changing her tone, she added, that is, the head of the city guard pavilion told you to go to him after finishing training. Xiaoyi frowned. Head of the pavilion. This is the supreme commander of the city guard, right? A big shot at the same level as the ruler of the Manuan base. What does he need from us? Throwing away these thoughts, Xiaoyi focused everything again. Attention to Nangong. I want to restore your template. SSS rank? Certainly. I only dream about this. But this is impossible. I can't even imagine why. Start. Just get caught on nothing. Probably heaven. They didn't like me, and they deliberately made my life difficult. There is a way. After hearing this, Nangong, I raised my head. With a face full of disbelief. I got everything from the system. Vault crystal with fragments of distribution. He held it out. To her. See? To complete your defective template, crystal fragments. Distribution turned into a colorless clot of light and dissolved. In the body of Nangong, I froze. At that moment, she felt gushing from the depths of her body. Endless power. The power of her contract grew continuously, with a worried face. Nangong Saya ran out to the next apartment and brought from there a device for determining the rank of the template. All nervous, Nangong Saya turned it on. The result on the screen is Dragon King template, SS rank. Nangong Saya was stunned. At that very moment, there was a knock on the door from outside and a voice. Instructor, Xia Ae. Chun Bingshi, go to the High Command immediately. City Guard. The authorities want to see you. There is an instructor. Ae responded. Nangong Sia ran up and grabbed him by the shoulders. I was so excited about the SS Rango template. But what now? We need to go. We'll talk when we get back. But Nangong Sia was worried again to help me restore. SS Rango template. The whole Ae must have paid a huge price. He is not one of those who likes to get something for nothing. So, I have to offer him an equivalent exchange. But such a thing cannot be measured with money. Even if I sell myself, this probably won't happen. That's enough. I'm ready to give myself to him. She remembered the words she once said to Xiaoyi. I blushed slightly at Ngunt's. Xiaoyi's appearance, character, talent are all at the highest level. But each spellcaster can only enter into a contract. With one template, how annoying. If only spellcasters could enter into contracts with several partners of the opposite sex. High Command of the City Guard Pavilion. The speaker's voice was heard from outside. I report, the head. Xia Yi and Chen Bingshi are delivered. Come in. As soon as Xia Yi and Chen Bingshi entered, they heard his loud laugh. I have long heard that on. Two powerful dragons appeared in our Manuan base. Today I see that you are truly extraordinary. You will take revenge, answered Yi modestly. The head pointed to the large map on the wall and seriously pronounced. Manuan base is located near the mountain range. Demonic beasts. These parts are full of demonic snakes and giant petons. And in the shadows the Gylans are also rampaging. We have been fighting demonic spirits for hundreds of years. Snakes to hold the line of defense. It is only thanks to this that our base has survived to this day. Poor uncle, you did a great job. The residents of the city are very grateful. To you, sir. I believe that our Manuan base will one day be able to break through the forest of demonic snakes. Okay, well said. However, even though our city guard is becoming increasingly stronger, the speed with which demonic animals growing exponentially. This creates difficulties. Sir, Manuan base will also constantly generate new Jennies. For example, our generation will definitely grow up and become stronger, and then we, together with the city guards, will break through the forest of demonic snakes. Answered by A. He said along with the city guard, not by joining. To the city guard, this is equivalent to a strong refusal. The head of the city said with slight disappointment. Guards, since you're not planning on joining the city watch, I won't insist. You have your own way. Xia Yi and Chen Bingshi froze in place after returning to the dormitory. I thought about Ngunt's for a long time, but I still couldn't figure out how to make Xia Yi equal to a valuable exchange. This item is for restoring the template. So infuriating. What to do? Should I just give myself to him as compensation? Xia Yi's voice came from outside. What? Give it to him. Who should I give it to? Nangong Xia suddenly jumped up from the sofa and immediately sat upright, as if on cue, raising your head high and drinking into your chest. Chen Bingshi walked over and hugged Nangong Kai's hand, and the lips curved into a Vaser grin. Kaya, do you want to make a contract with Xia? He has a way to restore your 5-finger template. SSS-ranked Golden Dragon. Nangong Kaya looked at her in surprise with her cute face. A beast tamer can only enter into a contract with one being of the opposite sex. In other words, you agree for Xia Yi to enter into a contract with me. Chen Bingshi nodded. Images of that delicious demon meat flashed through her thoughts. Animals, of course, I agree. You have the SSS rank template. Then the three of us will become invincible. My eyes widened in amazement at Angan, sister. Binzi agreed. I took all the poison out of the system space. 2 crystal shards of the rules and threw them aside. Nangong Xia. The crystal fragments of the rules turned into a cloud of light and dissolved into Nangong's body. SSS rank 5-fingered golden dragon template, star. In Zook, the little star, Nangong Xia took the form of a beast girl. 2 pointy ears appeared on her head, and her eye color changed from black and white to gold. Is this all you can do to thank me? I immediately kissed the little dragon on Angan. Then she threw herself into the arms of Xia Yi and Very. She said embarrassedly, I'm too poor and couldn't find nothing of equal value to exchange with you. So I'll just give myself to you. Xia Yi summoned a contract with the force of law and certified by heaven and earth themselves. Then sign. Beast Tamer. Can't he only sign a contract with one girl? A beast? Despite this doubt, Nangong sighed tremblingly. I put my stamp on the contract with my heart. The very moment she signed it, the little star blew. Star, Sai and Nangong Sai disappeared. A higher, mysterious aura descended from another space. A floating golden divine appeared in the living room. Dragon, Sai, summoning the dragon. Our contract has been successfully concluded. Consciousness on Nguns, I was very active. Xia Yi felt her rejoicing and jumping for joy. Xia Yi gave her a new life in Nguns, gave her hope. At this time, Xia Yi was looking at the system that he could see only he, contract template, golden dragon. With formidable claws, SSS level, first form, golden. Dragon, third rank. Talent, dragon power, mental pressure effect. Weakens the enemy by 50%. Characteristics that are the highest among its kind are possessed by the blood of the Lord. Skill, invincible golden body, already powerful. Dragon body. After activating the skill, attack power increases by 10 times. Defense increases 10 times. He can enter into contracts with countless patterns. Chen Bingshi also knew about this. At first she was a little against it, but she was persuaded. Sye gradually came to terms with it. According to Chen Bingshi, only SSS level beast girl. To sign the contract with dignity, the time was approaching. Lunch. Nangong XY wanted to eat together XY, now Nangong. SNA was very concerned. Their relationship with SNA became public knowledge, and it was difficult for her to explain herself to her father. Two girls signed a contract with one guy. I wonder what her father will think when he finds out that. With you? In the form of how tightly on gun, Seov clung to his hand with anxiety on his face, he involuntarily asked, "Oh, Nangong." Saya shook her head and said, "Today I can eat cold." Just in the elite hunting lodge, the restaurant was delivered today. Iskar beast. They say the dish is made from the meat of this monster, served at temperatures below 0 degrees. It tastes tender, juicy, and elastic. Let's go eat. Hugging Shaya's other hand, Chun Bingshi said after hearing this, she added, "I want it too." Chun Bingshi was a real glutton. She loved delicious food. Especially unusual dishes that never. I haven't tried it. So, surrounded by two girls, Shaya arrived at the cast hunting grounds restaurant. In a separate room, seeing the price of this dish, Xiaoyi gasped. One dish cost 1 level 7 crystal core. No loans or debts, payment only on the spot. Behind the bad, 1 core of the 7th level and 2 cores. 6th level, only rich people can afford this. On the way here, many who knew who Nangong was. I saw her and Xiaoyi together and noticed them unusually close relationships. When the three of them finished eating, rumors about Nangong I spread throughout the training camp and even reached city guard camps. At this time, on the top floor of the tallest building, in the city center Manuan base, lord of the city, Nangans. She looked at the map with a gloomy face. He took a pencil and circled a place on the edge of the city base, if I'm correct. I remember the forest of demonic language lately, once again preparing for the bestial tide. This Tujia has probably become even stronger at the level of Great Master. Last time, the head of the pavilion and I, 2 great masters. Having combined their efforts, they were barely able to force that king. Monster's retreat, Tu Juering and the tide 2 years ago, retreated unnoticed. Otherwise, the city base of Man Yuan would have suffered irreversible destruction. Tu Jia, king of the demon tongue forest monsters. He rules over the 8 great demonic masters. Snakes and dozens of 9th rank warriors, hundreds of 7th rank warriors, hundreds of 5th rank warriors, and thousands of demonic snakes of the 3rd rank. I'm reporting. There was a sharp sound outside. Lord, you asked me to closely monitor. News about your daughter. I have news, the guard said. Nangong Kitazamer, and with interest told the guard to continue. The young lady has a boyfriend, and they are together all the time. The guard, fearing to anger the ruler, said carefully. The Nangong people got angry, but on the contrary, they smiled. It's wonderful. After an unsuccessful awakening, I swore to Nangong that until her pattern is restored, she won't sign a contract with the guy. And since she has a lover, it means she has already concluded contract with him. However, the guard faltered and continued with difficulty. This young man already has a contractor, Miss Nangong, the third. Extra. You're telling the truth. Exactly. Many people saw it then. Probably already the entire training camp for youth in. Course, Nangansi's face darkened, became blacker. Clouds, his heart filled with anger. The ruler of the city hit the table with force. Nangun people, I was completely unhinged. Go get her. I'll put you under lock and key for 1 month. Wait, I'll go myself. It's completely out of hand. First I'll lock it up for a few months. And no entrance exams. I'll graduate when will come to his senses. He felt that he was disgraced. I am a Nanganji's daughter, ruler of the city, and her actions are the face of the entire residence. And what is she doing? Meanwhile, I brought the girl back to my apartment. In the hostel, looking at the simply furnished apartment, Chun Bingshi bowed, head on side thinking, something is missing. Nangong Saya asked curiously, what? I'll run and buy some. The wedding dress is missing. Today is your great day. Saya, don't you think it would be a shame if you don't prepare? Nangunsa, suddenly realized the conclusion of a pair contract. It's like getting married. Today is my big day. Chun Bingshi dragged Nangong out the door. Half an hour later, they flew back with an armful of all sorts of things. After another 10 minutes of decorating this little apartment, filled with festive red, Nangunsa entered the bathroom. She changed into red wedding dress. Half an hour later, all Ae and Nangunsa entered the bedroom. Binzi admonished, I will stand on guard and sleep on sofa. Bang! The door was locked from the outside. All Ae and Nangunsa, I am in a wedding dress, remaining alone. Sister Bingshi, she is so great. Nangongsa, I was touched. You are even greater. Don't waste this beautiful night. Take action. Let them hear the voice of the system in Shaya's ears, the energy. Your contractor's template on Gunsia is too cruel and chaotic. Please refrain from making love to those, otherwise you will both explode and die. 10 minutes later, Zai and Gunsia were completely dressed. They went out into the living room. Quite a long time has passed on Gunsia's side. Quiet sobs were heard. Sample? Why this pattern again? First a failed awakening, and now he's disturbing my wedding night. Angant Yas' eyes turned red. She felt very sad. Xia Yi scratched the back of his head. He was very annoyed. On the Angant, really is like that graceful lotus. You can admire from afar, but you cannot touch. The host encountered the event. The milestone task has been activated to become the best at the nationwide entrance exams. Help the base city of Manuan enter the top 10 in overall performance among all base cities of the country. Reward, super duper mysterious. Prize. The current task must be completed within half a month. Raise the level of 2 summoned beasts to level 9. Rank. Kill 2 Grandmaster level demonic beasts. Award rule Ayat and Kamen Xianhuang. No, the whole Xianhuang fireplace has the property. Pacify chaotic laws and energy released from under control. Accept the task. There is no penalty if you refuse. There is no penalty if you fail. Whole Kamen Wan. SAE's gaze sparkled. Has the ability to pacify out of control energy. This is exactly what is needed. Systems, you understand me. Accept the task. The task was successfully accepted. Duration, half a month. Shaya then explained everything to Nangong Saya. Nangong Saya was excited. Her eyes were shining. which means you have away once they reach the ninth rank. Xia nodded. Nangong Xia's mood, which is still, was in the wedding dress. It cleared up, as if the clouds had cleared. She took out a bottle of blue potion from her bag, excitedly. Said, "This is a rank 7 demonic beast energy. Liquid extracted from his flesh. I still have a lot of this." I ran out on my feet and in guts from the room. 2 minutes later, she returned, struggling to hold a bunch of bottles with blue potion. Her apartment was next door. The three of them counted. Bottles. Total 9 bottles of rank 7 essence. 12 with rank 6 essence and 2 with ranks, and another 22 bottles of rank 5 essence. This essence is the result of technological processing. It is the purified quintessence of energy extracted from flesh of demonic beasts. Summoned beasts do not need to further purify it. They can immediately absorb and use it. First, we will develop with the help of these essences, and when they run out, we'll move on to crystals," said Xia Yi. On Inguns, I patted myself on the chest, and with a full, stated with confidence, "I may have nothing, but there are more than enough resources for development." All Yi and Chen Bingshi did not doubt her words for a second. This girl could easily throw crystals. 7th rank, she is a real rich girl. And at that moment, a rude, furious cry, "Nangong Saya, come on out." Hearing this, Nangong Saya's face changed. It was the voice of her father, the city ruler. What to do, let's hide." She grabbed Yi and Chun Bingshi and was about to jump out the window to escape. Chun Bingshi was completely at a loss. "This is probably my father," I whispered in Guns in panic. "He's come to catch us red-handed. If he understands us, it will definitely work for me. He will never allow his daughter to share her husband with a woman. He will separate us." Hearing this, Shin Bingshi also panicked. "What should we do?" Xia Yi put his hands on their shoulders. He sat them both back on the sofa and calmly said, "Let's explain everything to him once and for all. We still won't be able to escape from a Grandmaster-level warrior. In addition, we entered into a contract honestly and openly. They are doing nothing reprehensible. We don't. Why hide from him?" I decided on Ingunts. "Xia Yi, you're right. I'm ready for anything." Chun Bingshi walked over and opened the door. Apartments. The city ruler entered inside with a gloomy face. He looked around the room. His gaze stopped on Ingunts. I and Xia Yi did not expect that we would meet under such circumstances. "Take a seat, city ruler." All Yi served a cup. Tea. The mayor waved his hand. He glared at Nangong Ye, seething with anger, said, "Just look on yourself, what you have done. A young, unmarried girl is having sex with some contractors. You have disgraced the entire mayor's house." Nangong Ye. She pouted offendedly, pulled her head into her shoulders, and did not boldly. "You don't say a word." Xia Yi frowned. "Mr. Mayor, what does? And a fight with some contractors?" Nangong Xia, your daughter, that's true, but she is also a person. Doesn't she have the right to choose her contractor? The mayor looked at Xia Yi with deep disappointment. He said, "Everyone says that beast slayers have the rank of SSS. This is the hope for the new bases. You may be outstanding, but as a person, you, like Saya, are poorly brought up." Xia Yi stood up. His height of 1.80 meters allowed him to look at. The mayor's height is 1.70 meters a little width. "Hi. Look down from above," he said. "Mayor, please answer my question. Does Nangong have? Does Xia Yi have the right to choose her contractor?" Xia Yi's voice sounded firm. His voice echoed around the living room, and his gaze was fixed on the mayor, from top to bottom, and he was in no way inferior in strength. The mayor's mouth twitched. "Yes." Xia Yi took a step forward, without slowing down, with burning eyes. He asked, "Then why couldn't she make a contract with me?" The mayor became gloomy. You are mocking me. Each tamer can only enter into a contract with one template girl. This is a common known fact. Xia Yi and Nangong Xiao activated the power of the contract. They began to summons a five-fingered golden dragon. A flash of golden light enveloped them both, majestic. An aura filled the space. The mayor's face changed abruptly, and a melodic and pure dragon man, an oriental, appeared floating in the air in the middle of the living room. Golden dragon, every scale on its body shone sacred. With golden light, the mayor felt enormous pressure and collapsed on the sofa. Dragon. It really is a dragon. Such an aura, such pressure, it is definitely summoned. Beast of rank C or higher. The mayor was in complete shock. Questions. Seeing my father's confused face, I, on Angan, whose was connected with the dragon and was very happy. Mayor, now we can talk calmly. The mayor was still in shock. Only after a long time he said, I misunderstood you. Immediately after this, Xia Yi and Nangong Saya came out of the state of summons and returned to human form. Now Nangong Saya, holding her head high, smugly smiled. She looked at her father with pride. I can conclude endless contracts with SSS-ranked templates, facing. With the mayor's bewilderment, Xia Yi took the explanation on yourself. However, speaking of infinite template contracts, he clarified endless contracts with patterns. SSS rank. He did this to develop all the fears of the mayor. Right. My template is a SSS-ranked five-fingered golden dragon. It was Xia Yi who helped me restore it. Why declared proudly and in Gunts, hugging Xia Yi. Hand. Ultimate contracts with five-fingered golden dragon rank. SSS. The mayor felt that he had touched some world secret. He was so shocked that he could not say. Not a word. It took a long time before he and the extreme in soulfully said to the two of them, what a wonderful couple. I believe in you. Especially you, Xia Yi. I have long heard that you are very talented, but didn't expect it to be this much. He was able to restore even a damaged template. 10 minutes later, the lord of the city left, very pleased. He doesn't mind his daughter entering into contracts. He is afraid that she will become too closely involved with someone. Now, having understood the situation, the ruler of the city calmed down. He left Ye and Xiao alone on Ingunts. And, looking at the back of the departing ruler, in Ingunts I cheated. Sponge, dissatisfied with the contract her daughter entered into. He didn't even react at all. Stop grumbling. It's time to start training. Xia Yi did not forget about the system task. Half a month to raise the level of 2 summoned beasts, up to rank 9. Then Xia Yi and Nangong Saya summoned the first form by drinking a bottle of energy elixir. 5th rank, which could be absorbed directly, without processing. The golden dragon's level jumped from initial to the last stage of the 3rd rank. After 1, 2, 10, and then 12 bottles. Elixir in just 2 hours, golden dragon level. Reached rank 5. Chen Bingshi, it seemed incredible energy. The elixir is truly a great thing. It does not need to be processed, like the core of the essence, energy. Absorbed directly, all AE roughly estimated 5 bottles of rank 5 energy elixir, equal to the strong pure energy of 1 core of the essence. After all, the energy elixir is obtained from the flesh. Magical beasts, so it can't compare to what is initially an energy storage facility with pressed core. Sister Bingshi, let's train too. According to the advice of Nangun Siya, Xia Yi tried to activate the connection with Chen Bingshi through the contract of the 9-tailed heavenly fox. The power of the contract, a mysterious, appeared around them. Energy flashed a blinding light. At the same time, Chen Binsi disappeared, and in her place appeared a 2-tailed white vis filled with holiness. The consciousness of Xia Yi was simultaneously in the mind of the golden dragon of the 1st form and in the mind of the 9-tailed celestial forests. He could easily switch between them and control both summoned beasts. Nangong Sai was married. Summoned 2 at the same time. He really did it. Control two summoned beasts at the same time. There was only one such case in the whole world. That's right, then. The two SSS-ranked summoned beasts entered a training state. The next morning, the mountain of bottles with elixir was completely devastated. The golden dragon of the first form floating in the air reached the initial stage of the 7th rank, and the two-tailed saint, the white fox of the 2nd form, sitting on the sofa, reached middle stage of the 7th rank. Xia Yi, who simultaneously sensed both summoned beasts, felt his body filled with explosive force. Controlling a two-tailed white fox, he struck a blow that broke sound barrier. Drum circles diverging in the air became visible. Vom, having experienced the strength of the two-tailed white fox, Xia Yi brought your consciousness into the first form, the golden dragon. The golden dragon had the innate ability, anti-gravity. He could naturally float in the air. With a slight flick of his tail, boom. The sound barrier was broken. The air split like a spider's web, and then it all came back to normal. One is at the initial stage of the 7th rank, the other is to medium. Rank 9 is still a long way off, back to human appearance. Xiao was wondering where to get essence cores. 2 rank 8 cores can raise a summoned. A beast of SSS rank 7th, yes, the initial stage of 8th. And 2 cores of the 9th rank will allow you to move from the 8th to the initial stage of the 9th rank. Let's calculate that a total of 4 rank 9 cores are needed. And 4 rank 8 cores, this is the only way to raise 2 summoned beasts up to rank 9. The golden dragon's physique is already incredible. Powerful, its strength is comparable to divine weapons. And in battle, Holy Golden Dragon's power reduces stats, enemy by 50%, and in combination with absolute absorption, reduces damage taken by 50%. And if you add indestructible spirit, then attack and defense will increase 10 times. That's why SAE says that the 2nd form is 3-fingered. The Golden Dragon is an absolute tank and an absolute damage dealer. In one person, returning to human form. The bald instructor called the trio to the dormitory. There, and he was already waiting for them, a fully equipped hunting squad. On the chest of the captain and his deputy were sewn Hip Art Squad. What? Some newbies who haven't even passed their exams yet. Joining us? They're just a nuisance. Captain, why did you agree? Award for the best hunting party of the month. Now we definitely have no chance. We are the strongest squad of the 7th rank. We are performing dangerous tasks, and 2 newcomers will definitely slow us down. There were 5 pairs of contractors in this detachment. Apart from the captain and his deputy, the other 4 couples are only, and did what they complained. The captain and his deputy looked at each other, in their eyes. Helplessness was visible. It was an order from the high command. They couldn't refuse. Refusal would mean not obeying the order, for which they would be reprimanded and punished. At this point, the bald instructor let down AE and the others to the squad and introduced them. Your level has already reached the 5th rank. Recruit camp training program for you more. Doesn't fit. Therefore, from today, you will temporarily join to this hunting party of the 7th rank, and you will complete tasks with them. Only real battles in the wilderness will help you quickly develop your fighting skills. Instructor Nan then introduced the hunting party. Jepart, Shia, and Instructor Chen Bingshi. I also want to. This squad. Nan Gongxia, seeing that they didn't mention it, hurriedly declared her desire. Being Shia's 2nd contractor, how could she stay aside? The bald instructor shook his head. You haven't concluded yet. Contract, so stay in camp and continue training. Members of the Hip Part Squad, seeing that Nangong Saya also wants to join, they immediately tensed up, and also, we can't handle one. But when they heard the instructor's refusal, all as one breathed a sigh of relief. Their squad Hip Part is the strongest among the squad in the 7th rank. We don't need a burden, we don't need dummies. Consoled himself. Ngun Saya, you stay in the camp for now. Your level has increased too quickly, you need to get used to it. To suddenly increase strength. Nangong, I was very disappointed. It looks like I'll have to do so. Then, the entire AE and Chun Bingshi joined the Hip Part squad and immediately moved to the Danyuan base, which is on city defense lines. Nangongzo, I pouted, got into my SUV, and followed for a distance. The Danyuan base was located on the border of the demonic forest. Snakes, Hip Part detachment led by Captain, reached dense thickets, nearby swarms of demonic snakes. Our task today is to repel the attack of a flock of demonic 7th rank snake. The enemy has 3 7th rank beasts, 10 6th rank beasts, rank and several 5th rank. Xiaoyi, Chun Bingshi, your goal is to help destroy 5th rank beasts. 7th and 6th rank beasts we will deal with. Xiaoyi and Chun Bingshi, you can handle it. I report, Captain, we can handle it. Xiaoyi and Chun Bingshi remember the capture scene, a flash of white. Sveta. The captain is not a member of the hunting party, Leopard, as if, having read each other's thoughts, they simultaneously activated the power of the contract to summon your beasts when the mysterious. The aura dissipated, an agile black leopard appeared, 2 steel lions, and 2 yellow striped tigers. To the surprise of Xiaoyi, the captain and his deputy were summoned by the beast. Was a black leopard, not a yellow striped tiger, which, called the king of beasts. Xiaoyi and Chun Bingshi also summoned their contracted animals. Second form. 2 holy white forests appeared. Hey forests, sit in the grass and just watch our show. Don't make a sound, otherwise you won't even understand how you'll die. Having said that, the 7th rank yellow striped tiger and the rest, the 4 summoned beasts from the squad, rushed forward. At this time, I drove into Ngunt's in my SUV. To this zone, she pouted her lips and muttered, "Wow, you're such a bastard, even. Don't think about leaving me." A deafening roar came from the thick thickets of grass. The other 2 lions charged into the pack of demonic snakes. For rank 5 snakes were trampled. Their flesh was torn to shreds, and they could barely breathe. 2 yellow-striped tigers opened their bloody mouths with lightning. With speed they grabbed onto 2 demonic snakes. 6th rank, crunch, crunch. Their skulls immediately shattered into pieces, black leopard. Their leader moved like a ghost. His speed was incredible. The skill, sliding shadow, increased it 4 times. The black leopard was invisible to the naked eye. Everyone just felt a shadow flash past. In the next moment, the weak spot of the demonic snake. The initial 7th rank was bitten, and she let out. Death rips, after all, and she did not escape. Death. Black Leopard let out a satisfied chuckle as he flashed a shadow. He charged at another demonic snake again on the 7th rank. Moving like a snake, he quickly bypassed the snakes of the 5th and 6th ranks. That initial 7th rank demonic snake didn't have time. Dodge, and again fell into the black leopard. This mission is in our pocket, and what is that white one doing there? Forests? In those bushes, what a coward this forest is. She really hides all the time, but what can she do? The main thing is not to get in the way, this hunting squad, even while hunting demonic snakes, found time to talk. Their words conveyed contempt for the white forest. Watching the leopard squad fight fiercely outside, Chun Bingshi said, "Something is wrong. I smell the stench of a rank 8 demonic snake. These 7th rank snakes, just bait. There are at least 4 8th snakes lying in wait here. Rank, being a summoned SSS class beast, 2-tailed. White forest, caught the subtlest changes in the air." The entire AE immediately confirmed the presence of snakes on the 8th rank. At this very moment, from the dense thickets of ancient trees, for king cobras suddenly jumped out around. With a powerful aura, mirror maze, mental skill, plunging enemies into illusion, mass attack. After the 4 demonic cobra kings used your skill, 2 steel lions and 2 yellow striped tigers immediately fell into an illusion. In their eyes, the environment has not changed, but for each other they turned into demonic 7th rank snakes. Steel lions and yellow striped tigers began to fight each other. With a friend, the black leopard, not affected by the illusion, is surrounded by. For King Cobra rank 8 demons. Damn, I'm in trouble. In the thoughts of the Black Leopard, the Novitsa captain were in a panic. But what made him panic even more was the appearance of, out of nowhere, a two-tailed white fox. He slowly walked out of the thickets. His gait was incredibly graceful. His every movement expressed carelessness. What a burden. The Black Leopard roared, "The white fox, get out of here." Bam! The Black Leopard was hit with its tail by one of the rank 8 Cobra demons and forcefully fell to the ground. And there a small crater formed. The 8th rank is equal to the 7th, but is stronger than. It more than quadrupled. Even a Black Leopard at the peak of rank 7 would be crushed. Divine Obscure causes the enemy's mind to sink into chaos. The mass attack is activated at full power. A mental wave spread from the two-tailed sacred white forest. In an instant, all the demonic beasts, King Cobra demons, lions, tigers, everyone was hit. The stage froze, as if someone had pressed pause. Except for the Black Leopard, all demonic and summoned. The animals froze in place. The two-tailed white fox walked up with a graceful gait and pulled out Black Leopard from a funnel. "Captain, are you okay?" "I'm fine." "You, 7th rank." The Black Leopard was stunned. He then rushed towards the rank 8 demon King Cobra. The leopard strike struck the demonic beast on the 8th rank, but only slightly scratched him. So strong. The Black Leopard couldn't do anything about them, and then a two-tailed white fox entered the battle. He attacked. In close combat, aimed directly at the demonic weak spot. Snakes, the true death blow. Physical attack. Ignoring any enemy defense, deals 100% pure damage. Burn, burn, burn. There was the sound of flesh being cut. The 8th rank Royal Cobra Demon was cut by sharp claws of white forest into 2 parts, black, or a part gasped. He could barely break through the demonic snake's defense. Rank 8, and the white fox did it with ease. The yellow tiger came to his senses. Seeing this, he lost his shock. The white fox unleashed all his unbridled power. After a series of blows, all the demonic snakes on the battlefield were dead. Throughout the entire battle, the white fox used only physical force, and he didn't even have to use your innate talents. The 5th and 6th ranks are simply nothing for a white fox. This is a 7th rank white fox. Who told me that he is the 5th? I'll get even with that. This SSS rank, the strongest of the 7th rank, alone, destroys a whole group of people like us. Looks like Abuza is us now. Oh, if only the white fox remained in the leopard squad. That would be great. Yeah, it's time for us to change captain, under the leadership of White. Forests, the reward for the best hunt is in our pocket. Watching the two-tailed white's graceful fighting style, Forests, members of the leopard hunting party, turned into ordinary spectators. Their attitude towards the white forest changed dramatically. They even began to discuss how to persuade the white Forests about the state detachment and become a captain. Discuss. Change of captain right in front of me. This is generally normal. For rank 8 gold cores, 3 rank 7 gold cores. Rank 10 6th rank gold cores, 20. Rank 5 gold cores. The two-tailed white fox, quite rich in prey, happily counted the bloody gold coins lying at his feet. Cores cut from the bodies of demonic snakes. I take these golden cores for myself. There is no objection, nothing, of course, nothing terrible. Yes, big brother, take it. This is already the merit of one. Only an older brother. We all don't mind. 5 summoned beasts from the hunt. The detachment, one after another, expressed their consent. At this moment, 2 white forests in the eyes of all those summoned. Animals from the cheetah hunting party were real. Geniuses capable of killing magical beasts more than high level. The older brother is the new captain who will lead them to glory. Oh, help! A pleasant girlish call came from afar. Her voice and face changed dramatically. This was Nangong's cry for help. The faces of the two white tigers hardened, and they rushed towards sound source. A moment later, they found themselves on the outskirts of the demonic forest. Language, a few kilometers from here. Nangongxia was in Vitasm and a similar magical beast, who had two small horns growing on his head. His fetid head hung directly above Nangong's head. Nangong was in a panic. Her sweet face turned white. Out of fear, her beautiful eyes looked in horror at the tongue of the magical, the beast that was right in front of her. Boji, son of the current great demonic master, cult and king of magical beasts Sin, owner of noble bloodline, born capable of ruling demonic snakes. It's bad, it's bods from the demonic cult. Damn, he has noble blood, he commands the swarm. Demonic snakes, this girl will not survive. Damn, how did he get here? Are you looking for death, Brother White Fox? Let's get out of here quickly. This place is very dangerous. Seeing the position in which I found myself on the Angan, all members of the Jaipart hunting party have changed dramatically. In the face, they convinced the two white foxes to leave. There was a rustling sound and sounds from ancient trees all around. From the holes in the earth and dark places the evil ones rushed at them. Seeing glances, demonic snakes, demonic everywhere. Snakes. It's bad, it's bods from the demonic cult. This damn bods has noble blood, he pours. Swarm of demonic snakes. This girl will not survive. Members of the hunting party were persuaded to stop. Oh, she shouldn't interfere. She needs to get out of here. But on Ngunsai, his contractor, how could he just throw her? And at that moment, rustling and sounds from the ancients were heard around. Trees, and the light in the ground and the dark clouds were directed at them. Evil, icy looks, demonic snakes, everywhere. Demonic snakes. The entire hunting party of Jaipart felt these evil glances, and a shiver ran through their bodies. They became creepy to the core. Leave. Do you think you can leave? You bunch of worthless dogs, dare to take possession of the ancestor of our cult. Just look for death. The gaze of the adeptodemonic cult was full of contempt, and the facial expression is one of arrogance that goes deep down. His pedigree. He considered himself a born king. By order of the adeptodemonic cult, appeared everywhere, demonic snakes. Sticking out their scarlet tongues, they rushed forward. They surrounded the white forest and a detachment of cheetahs in a dense ring. There were up to 200 of them. White forest, we will pave the way to salvation for you. You are called from the faith of the Sosos class. You must not die. The black cheetah roared. They decided to give the last battle. That's right. Today will be our last glorious battle. The entire cheetah hunting party was going to cover the retreat. White forest at the cost of their lives, but two white forests. He looked with contempt at the adept of the demonic cult. In the distance is the noble blood of a cult leader. That frog at the bottom of the well, Madzia, is furious, and his exalted blood will not tolerate contempt from people. A flock of demonic snakes rebelled. They are alone. After another, they opened their fetid mouths, ready for attack. Xiaoi, having already exchanged glances with Nangongya, immediately invoked the power of the contract with the five-fingered gold template. SSS-class dragon. Two dazzling golden rays burst out from the bodies on Ngunsai and White Forest. Dispelling the darkness or the chilling cold, the space was filled with a supreme majestic aura, space pierced. Debts and pure dragon man. I disappeared on Nguns. A stunning eastern divine appeared in the skies. A dragon, a three-fingered golden dragon circled in the air. His entire body was covered with golden scales, shining. Sacred light. Magia, who gave you the courage to call yourself king? Animals. A rough but majestic voice rang out, a voice that burst out. And saving the golden dragon was like a bomb exploding. It thundered in the ears of all the demonic snakes and Magia. The highest, proud oral blood emanated from the golden body. Divine dragon, filling everything around. Grandfather's dragon. This is a dragon. Madzia, in shock, stared at the golden one circling in the sky. Dragon. Impossible. It is absolutely impossible. How can exist in this world? Divine dragon. This absolute suppression coming from his blood did not allow Madzia to catch his breath. Forward. At him, devour him. Madzia became enraged from the fear that arose in his own heart. He is the son of the king of beasts. He is the pride of noble blood, but standing demonic. The snake did not even think of rushing forward. There was only a chaotic hissing all around, their hissing, without doubts, only horror and yeast standing demonic. Serpent, divine dragon. This is truly a divine dragon. As soon as he appears, who dares to throw him? Call. All members of the cheetah hunting party were stunned. They stared blankly at the golden divine dragon, circling the ancient tree, and their hearts were about to explode. From shock. The shock was incredible, and at that very moment the divine dragon flashed with golden light. Activate. Skill, the greatness of the holy dragon. All the demonic snakes are under this terrifying pressure. They couldn't even get to their feet. In one moment, they all exploded and died. The blood in Mad's veins literally froze, suppressed by sacred greatness. He could not move his muscle. The battlefield was plunged into dead silence. The hunting party looked stunned at the shining dragon. The king of beasts. That's who the real king of beasts is. I wish this dragon would become our captain. Yes, for the divine dragon and white tiger to introduce our squad, we would then take off. At this moment, the cheetah hunting party rushed into attack. They attacked the remaining demonic snake. Not even a minute had passed before the cheetah squad was almost completely destroyed. A flock of 200 demonic snakes. Earth was covered in blood. At the feet of the white forest, stinking corpses were piled up. Rank 8 Majaya, pinned to the ground, looked at this, with eyes ready to burst with rage. He watched helplessly as his subordinates were killed, and trembled with anger. He was terrified, afraid that he would be next. Majaya roared in rage and suddenly used his innate skill against the Hippart squad, the strength of the merman. Vortex. A skill that allows you to control water molecules in the air and create a tornado from a pair. This was an area attack. A tornado of hot steam formed and rushed Cheetah to the hunting party. The air around him crackled under his influence, emitting distorted hissing. The Bodzum from the Zio, barely breathing, collapsed to the ground. He used this technique by forcibly mobilizing his life blood, but in the end it was suppressed by the sacred pressure. Curse, what curse? Why do divine dragons still exist in the world? Bozum Adzia lowered his proud head. Humiliatingly stretched out on the ground, he roared, everything over, control the element of water. As the title suggests, it gives absolute power. Above the element of water, an invisible shockwave spread. From the golden divine dragon, freeze. The indifferent words of the golden divine did not have time to subside. Dragon like a water tornado created by the serpent Bozum. Masha, in an instant turned into ice, high. The temperature around dropped sharply, and everyone felt piercing cold. What? Bozum from Zaya was so shocked that his eyes almost popped out of their sockets. His innate attacking ability was so easily deflected by the golden divine dragon. At this moment, golden divine. The dragon mentally gave the order. The invisible shock wave spread again from his body. It turned out that the element of water in this area had master, including the element of water in the bodies of magical beasts, Badzamadzia, and more than 10 snakes Badzamash. The blood temperature in their bodies began to skyrocket, grow. Their skin turned purple, his whole body wriggled in a pathetic manner, on the ground to the accompaniment of a heartbreaking hiss. Extract. The golden divine dragon mentally ordered. The invisible shock wave spread into another. In front of the shocked squad of cheetahs, there is blood in the animals. From the bodies of Badzam Zaya and the snakes of Badzam Shi was forcibly extracted directly through the scales. Due to the high temperature, the blood was so hot that, which, in contact with the air, emitted clouds of white steam. There was a hissing sound like the howling of ghosts and wolves, and the cheetah's troop of animals shuddered from horror. So this is what he is, the divine dragon, the art of control. Water. Does he have any rivals in the forest of demonic snakes? The cheetah beast squad was stunned. Immediately after this, all the demonic snakes on the spot died, and this Madzio, humiliated, was dry to the state of mummies. Ha ha ha, we got rich. Got rich. The sacred white forest looked at the pile, laughing. Laid out at her feet, a pile of golden cannonballs, and her eyes beamed with joy. Rank 8 gold cores, 20 rank 7 gold cores. Rank 34 gold cores of the 6th rank, more than 50 gold cores of the 5th rank, and over 100 golden cores of the 4th rank. All this was packed into a backpack, a full bag, so heavy, having dealt with the loot. Everyone got into the SUV and went home. They returned to the youth training camp, too. To your dormitory. Recommendations from members of the hunting party, Xiao Yi, became its captain. The trio happily returned to their dorm room. Xiao Yi thought about rank 9. As soon as I level up 2 summoned beasts to rank 9, I will have a way to eliminate the hidden problem with your template. At this time, Chun Bingshi finished counting the resources for improvement. Her melodious voice spoke. So now we have a total of 16 gold cores 8R, gold cores 7 rub, gold cores 6 rub, more than 50 gold cores VR, and over 100 gold cores of the 4th century. If we count everything, we will get 1 gold core 9R, gold cores 8R, and 6 gold cores 7 rub. Do Gunce's eyes turned into crescents from a smile. Then let's start improving quickly. So many golden cores should be enough, right? Xiao Yi shook his head. It's not enough. Our summoned beasts are all rank 7 now. At the initial stage, we need 4 gold cores, 9th rank and 4 8th rank gold cores. This is the only way to raise both summoned beasts up to rank 9. We are still missing 3 golden cores of the 9th rank. The cheerful face on Ingunce immediately turned gloomy. His pocket money is 30 rank 7 golden month. This won't be enough. Chun Bingshi's eyes lit up with an idea. Let's first raise our level to rank 8. And then let's go hunt the 9th magical beast. Rank. All AE nodded, thinking it was a great offer. He was about to say something, but in Ingunce I told him. Nailed it, too muddy. Back and forth, it's so long. In Ingunce, I started to rant. Brother, we need to make old Lu pay up. This is an old man. The daughter signed a contract, but he didn't even bat an eye. No way. Didn't respond. Later I'll definitely force him to post a tidy sum. And so, in front of the dumbfounded eyes of the whole in Ingunce I began. After making a call with the mayor, a virtual immediately appeared. The screen on which the mayor appeared. Yeah, I heard you joined the hip part hunting party. Rada appeared on the exhausted face of the mayor. Smile. Nangong Saya pouted her lips, so much so that you can. It was time to hang the watermelon. Nika, I'm not happy. The mayor immediately understood what he was hinting at. Nangong Saya, and sent her 20 bottles of energy. Elixir of rank 9. Together with the previous trophies, this equaled 4 gold of the 9th rank and 4 gold of the 8th rank, after which the trio successfully increased the level of 9-tailed celestial forest and 5-fingered golden dragon up to rank 9. Meanwhile, Xia Yi was checking the system task panel. The task is to become the best in the general state. Entrance exams and help Manuan City base. Enter the top 10 best base cities based on overall results. Exams. Reward. Super duper mysterious main prize. Current tasks. Within half a month, raise 2 summoned beasts to rank 9. Kill 2 level magical beasts. Master's degree. Reward. Set of rules 1 Commission Huang. Level. Now suitable. Only 2 magic ones are missing. Master rank beasts. Strategies with 2 summoned beasts of the 9th rank SSS class. Quite enough to kill the master. To do. The call signal sounded. Captain, things are bad. The look on his face was serious. Because last time we killed the demonic snake, son of the king of beasts, who fucked with the cult. Demons, we have angered the king of demonic snakes. Now he leads 8 masters from his forest to attack the city base of Manuan. The Beast King also activated a nest of demonic snakes. They are about to break through the Manuan defensive line. Xiao's face changed. He quickly responded, "Hold the line. We'll be there in a minute." After hanging up, he checked the message. Only then did Xiao notice that he had already received several messages. The city leader, Xiao, protection of Yo-Yo. Those standing nearby on the Angan icon, Binsi also understood that things were bad, and seriousness was reflected on their faces. The trio ran out the door and jumped into the SUV, and rushed to the first line of defense. Outside the city, the Manuan base was raging. A fierce battle, a deafening roar was heard. Hordes of demonic snakes, covering the sky. Demonic snakes crawled out of the forest and rushed towards the walls. Base city of Manuan. Thousands of summoned city guard beasts fought with demonic snakes. I'm reporting. The 4th rank of the city guard has been completely destroyed. I'm reporting. The 5th rank of the city guard suffered losses of more than at 50%. I'm reporting. Percent of the 6th rank fighters are poisoned, and they lost. Combat effectiveness. The 7th and 8th ranks, and the 9th rank suffered heavy losses. Combat effectiveness reduced by half, City Guard. Reported again and again. With the emergence of the King of Beasts and the Demon Cult, the base, Manuan is doomed to defeat. Everything happened too suddenly, reinforcements from others. The cities of Baz simply did not have time to arrive. None of the summoners knew anything. At a height of 1,000 meters, in a cluster of dark clouds, red-eyed hovered the demonic dragon. Watching the battle below, suddenly, an unusual roar was heard on the walls of the Manuan base. An incredibly sacred white forest appeared. Charming people, a massive attack that can overthrow the minds of the enemies into chaos, the most powerful mental wave dispersed. From the sacred white forest, not even 2 seconds had passed before it covered all the battlefields. And something happened that shook all the summoned animals. Tens of thousands of rank 9 demonic snakes, and below, with the exception of the grandmasters and their beasts, suddenly stopped any movement. They stopped fighting with the city guards, their eyes red. Only bewilderment, they all froze, as if someone had pressed on pause. The city guards and grandmasters were shocked by this spectacle. Miracle. This is a real miracle. Great. Our base, Munjoan, saved attack. Kill them all. Death by the demonic serpent. As long as we are alive, we will not allow you to set foot in the territory of bases. Thousands of summoned beast guardians of the city trumpeted into the horn of counterattack. One after another, they rushed at the frozen demonic snake. Less than 2 minutes later, the guardians were at a disadvantage. The city has completely changed. They killed most of the numb demonic. The remaining snakes were venomous and easy to deal with. The control skill of the 2-tailed white forest is simply monstrous, exclaimed the dark, giant crocodile summoned by the instructor. Workout maniac. He immediately noticed the white line on the wall and was shocked. Said, White Forest. Summoned beast of SSS-ranked. He alone is worth 1,000,000 army. The summoned beast and the grandmasters realized for the first time the full horror of the power of SSS-ranked, and at that moment the sky suddenly darkened. The demonic dragon exuding an ominous aura rushed from heaven straight to the city wall. The sky dimmed, lightning flashed, and rain began to pour. An evil dragon hovered among the clouds. He was rapidly approaching, and oppressive feelings, haunting the very consciousness, spread from heaven. Crap. This is the king of beasts, demonic dragon, 2-tailed white. Forests are in mortal danger. Badly. She used a skill with a huge area of effect, and probably very exhausted. She had no strength left to resist the demonic dragon, the head of the golden pavilion, the big-headed bird, shrilly. She screamed and hurried to help. The ruler of the city, the golden tiger, also left the battle with 8 snake grandmasters and rushed towards the wall. They were the ones who were supposed to become the king's opponent. Animals. But, unfortunately, the distance was too great. They simply did not have time. The eyes of the guards on the battlefield filled with blood from rage. They would rather target the demonic dragon. They themselves became. The white forest was breathing heavily. Fatigue was visible on her face. Simultaneous control over tens of thousands of demonic snakes on an area of tens of thousands of square meters instantly drained 60% of her mental power. However, her gaze remained calm. Grandmaster. Demonic Dragon Grandmaster. Grandmaster of Peak 9B. When an innate skill is honed to the limit. Is born. Protective aura concept. It greatly enhances the effect of its own skills, and also weakens the effects of other people's skills aimed at you. The Grandmaster level is divided into 9 rubles. The first rank is the weakest, the 9th rank is the strongest. The Beast King, a demonic dragon, is the Grandmaster of rank 9, 9th Street versus Master. If 9th Street had been any other weakling, he would have escaped a long time ago, but 9th Street does not show up against the demonic Z. Not a drop of fear. Local Z versus Supreme Golden Dragoness. The battle not of levels, but of bloodlines, is a roar. Lightning flashed and thunder rolled. The sky darkened even more. Torrential rain poured over the battlefield, soaking us to the skin. All summoned animals. A black demonic Jia exuding an ominous aura rushed down, twisting into a spiral. His black eyes glowed with rage, and the figure of was reflected in them. Two-tailed white forest. Oh, you little thing. You're wearing my scent. So you killed me. Come on, give up your life. The ultimate water thunder cannon. Mobilizing the power of thunderclouds, he condenses the unimaginable pressure. The watergram cannon is a powerful explosive attack. By area. Bolt. And from the clouds above his head, he summoned 100-meter-long, black, a gigantic projectile from a watergram cannon, which, piercing the air, rushed towards the white forest. This terrifying aura seemed to carry a power capable of destroy the world. See ya, our way out. As soon as the two-tailed white forest said this, Gunsia, located outside the city wall, simultaneously activated the power of the Petipolov Golden Template contract. Dragon rank 3C. Suddenly, from behind the city wall, a melodious and the pure dragon eye ref. It swept through everything. A stream of radiant light poured from the heavens. Dispels moo and cold. He illuminated the earth. The storm clouds and thunder began to subside. The golden divine dragon appeared, emitting sacred shine. The golden divine dragon circled above the city wall. His vertical golden pupils emitted a huge pressure, control of the element of water. As the name suggests, you are the master of the element of water, and you have absolute control over it. Looking at the 100-meter water thunder projectile flying at him, guns, the golden dragon used disintegration. An invisible wave burst out from his vertical golden pupils. With unimaginable speed, she reached the terrifying, a projectile from a water thunder cannon, and at the same moment, incredibly, the compressed water mass inside the projectile immediately disintegrated and dissipated. Boom. Terrifying 100-meter water thunder cannon projectile exploded in the air right in front of everyone. He turned into ordinary drops of water that developed in all directions. Dragon. This is a divine dragon. My mother's. I really saw a real dragon. It's so easy to top up the attack of a magist rank beast king. So this is what he is, a divine dragon, when the king of beasts, demonic Zio, saw the appearance of the divine, the dragon, and how he easily destroyed his water thunder gun. He was in shock and his eyes were bulging. He couldn't be. 100 years ago, following the traces of my blood, I came to the conclusion that there are no more true dragons left in the world. You must be a fake. The king of beasts, demonic Jiao, froze. He got stuck in air, looking at the golden divine circling in the sky. Dragon. Panic flashed in his eyes, but in words. He remained adamant, denying every word he said. The existence of a divine dragon. However, the skill. Dragon control the element of water, and his appearance is golden. Dragon. All these obvious signs forced Jiao. Doubt. Has really appeared in the world? True dragon? Is he a dragon or just a bug? We will only find out in battle. Worthy of a beast king, the demonic Jew quickly took. Pull yourself together. Dragon or bug? Any garbage that doesn't reach master's level is just bug. Magister, sphere, and ultimate water thunder bomb, might. Increased tenfold, enemy skill effects. Weakened, the demonic Jew roared. His jet black scales began to exude an ominous and a foul aura. He again called upon the power of the storm clouds in the skies. A roar, a huge black cloud in the sky with an area of 1,000 square meters rapidly shrank. Together, forming an extremely unstable explosive. A water bomb with a diameter of 0.5 meter. The air around the bomb burst, emitting an eerie hiss. Chita and Jaga, their summoned beast, is the great bird Pen, as well as the ruler of the city with his wife, and their summoned. The golden tiger beast became gloomy. This is a water bomb, capable of leveling the entire base. Manuan. Under no circumstances should she be allowed to fall. They looked at each other. The great bird Pen let out a piercing cry. She soared into the heights, intending to undermine this deadly water bomb ahead of time, looking for death. The evil black dragon snorted coldly and rushed towards the great bird Pen. In an instant he caught up with it and struck. A flashing blow from the tail is a mess. The impact was accompanied by an ominous explosion, and the tail of the black. The dragon swept away the great bird Pen, and gushed from its beak blood, and it, like a bloody comet, rushed to the ground. Just one blow, and the summoned beast of the ruler, at the sight of this golden tiger's face, became distorted. Great bird Pen, the 8th-ranked beast of Junsha, turned out to be completely unequal to the 9th-ranked demon Junsha. The difference in their strength was more than threefold. Golden. The tiger caught the falling bird Pong. Examination showed that she was seriously injured. Help me. I can still fight. The great bird Pong cried out hoarsely, coughing up a few clots of dark blood, and desperately flapping her wings, she tried to rush into battle again. Still. Once and you will die, roared the golden tiger, and his voice was full of sorrow. Is it really all over for our base? Will I fly too? I've defended this base all my life. Do you want me to give up? No way. The great bird Pen roared furiously while this demonic. The dragon is alive. The Manuan base still has its defenders. They both understood this perfectly. The king of beasts, the demonic dragon, grinned contemptuously. His aura enveloped everything around him. The death of your Manuan base will be a tribute to my greatness. And your death, insignificant worm from the 9 worlds, will prove that there are no more true dragons in this world, in the sky. And a blue-black water bomb 0.5 meter in diameter rushed down, leaving behind a long white trail. Feeling the power of this deadly water mine, three-fingered, the golden dragon frowned. Under the influence of his innate talent, the command of water, all the water elements of the world seemed to obey him. But on the surface of this black water mine there was a layer of mysterious and incomprehensible energy that significantly weakened it in the perception of the element of water in it. This is bad luck, he thought, the three-fingered golden dragon. Watched with a serious look, the sky-sinking water mine. His weakened command of water was not enough to completely and safely dispel this deadly min. Reckless intervention could only provoke explosion. At an altitude of several hundred meters, the explosion is still would have affected both the Manuan base and the City Defense Bureau, so first he decided to try to stop her fall, to slow down her. An invisible wave of energy erupted from the thicket below. In an instant, she hit the black water bomb. But, to our surprise, the black water compressed to the limit. The bomb only slowed its fall by 1/10. The Beast King, the demonic dragon, was delighted. as if he had already seen the light of the coming victory. He grinned contemptuously. True dragons are simply garbage. Some worm dares to pretend to be one of them. Today, I will send you to the next world. 8 Great Demonic. The Zuncha snakes hissed excitedly. Manuon Base will soon become a thing of history. Mashalinsian Forest. Eternally existing, for fuck's sake. The 3-fingered golden dragon let out a deafening roar. Sacred dragon power. Has the effect of mental shock and compulsion, reduces enemy characteristics by 50%. Among creatures like him, his blood, dominant. Pressure, as if coming from the very top of the universe. A raging wave fell upon the king of beasts Madzia. Ruling law, coming from the blood itself, suddenly suppressed the Madzia bloodline. At this moment, all the summoned beasts felt like great horror is coming upon them. From this all above, beyond the limit pressure, everyone took their breath away. The body of the 8 and Grandmaster demonic snakes shook, and my heart began to beat wildly. There was horror in their looks. Madzia's black pupils seemed to freeze over. His pride, the Madzia bloodline, was crushed by this extreme pressure until complete immobility. My bloodline is fading. My life force. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Madzia roared in disbelief. He couldn't control his bloodline or vitality. He couldn't summon any of his power, as if he were imprisoned in the 18th circle of hell. His divine essence was on the verge of complete extinction. Constant control from Madzia, compressed. Water lightning to the limit. The force restraining its surface was scattered by the uncontrollable element of water. When there were only 10 meters left to the ground, the water lightning suddenly soared into the sky and rushed down. Tens of kilometers from here, seeing this, 8. The demonic snake grandmasters were shocked. Their jaws almost dropped off. Such a sharp turn in the battle delighted the guards. City, and 4 grandmasters, and the city ruler, and the head of the pavilion, our Manuon Base, released. True dragon. This is definitely a true dragon, only a true dragon. 9th rank is able to defeat Madzia of the same 9th rank. Look. This water lightning, it falls straight into the heart. Forests of demonic language, for sure. Long live the true dragon. And now, in front of everyone, compressed to the limit, black as pitch water lightning crashed down into the heart of the forest. Demonic language, hundreds of kilometers away. At that moment, both heaven and earth seemed to tremble. A mushroom cloud of dust and water rose up to the very heaven. Shoo! A furious stream carrying unimaginable pressure. Water gushed in all directions, washing away everything in its path. Caves and ancient trees of the forest of demonic snakes. Mountain forests and earth veins were leveled to the ground. From a distance, it seemed as if the mountain guys were simply being cut down. Everything around became completely bare. Tens of thousands of demonic snakes were swept away by the furious. Under the pressure of water, no one survived. The lair of demonic snakes has been destroyed. It's a miracle. The lair is no more. All present summoners with glassy. They watched what was happening with their eyes. That's it. This is how to deal with snakes. A true dragon is without a doubt a true dragon. 8 demonic serpent grandmasters witnessed complete destruction of their home. They were all driven into, convulsing, as if in a fit of epilepsy, the body of a frantic. They shook. It is unknown whether out of fear or anger, but the beast King Madzio spewed out a fountain of black blood as high as -20 meters, and its long body writhing in the air fell straight to the ground. He made a huge crater in the ground, representing a pitiful sight. At the same time, far in the sky, beyond the ozone layer, high above the forest of demonic language, a girl with ears like a bird hovered alone like a beast. Kumpen, gracefully moving her slender body, she serenely walked through the emptiness. Her pretty face curled into a sexy grin. Scarlet lips. Interesting. Has another Supreme One appeared below? In that area below, an aura of supreme law appeared. Charming girl tore the animal with both hands. Emptiness and space cracked, revealing absolutely black. Spatial rift. Confused, the charming animal girl jumped. Inside. In an instant she found herself in the sky above the base city. Manuan, hiding in white clouds at a height of several tens of thousands of meters. The invasion of demonic snakes was almost complete. Destroyed. There are only 8 great demonic masters left. Snake and king of beasts from the demon cult. It seemed as if flames were about to burst out of their eyes. They were all furious. They rushed at the 3-fingered golden dragon and the 2-tailed white forest with the intent to kill. Damn, these 2 deserve to die. It's all because of you. Our clan of demonic snakes has been destroyed. I will avenge my own. Whistling in the air, they roared furiously. And the Haura soared to the heavens. Whoosh! In one fell swoop, they jumped over the city wall and rushed to run into the depths of the city. Faster, we run. They won't dare to act inside the base city. In full force. We split up and run in different directions. That's right, this is definitely a real dragon. He's too creepy. I'm afraid to even look at him. From one glance the body begins to give birth, Your Majesty. Wise. Revenge is a dish served cold. The clan of demonic snakes will start all over again. Great. The task of reproduction falls on you, 2-tailed white. The fox looked at them calmly. Run. Do you think you can escape? Divine charm forcibly plunges the enemy's mind into a state of chaos. Divine betrayal forcibly implements a firm attitude into the consciousness, forces the enemy to change. Target of the attack. The mental waves spread at the speed of light. In an instant, she covered the fleeing king of beasts. From the demon cult and the 8 great demonic masters. Snake. Grandmaster level demonic beast stopped. And then, sparkling with bloodshot eyes, they stared on the king of beasts to kill this white forest. To take revenge on the Zoyan king, the king of beasts also got by the effect of the skill and entered into a fierce battle with 8 great masters. Divine betrayal, rooted in thought relentlessly. It awakened the darkest hatred in their depths. Shower. At this moment, the 8 great masters became furious, as if they were pumped full of hormones. What abomination! The 6 great masters from the Anuan base also joined in battle. Not even half a minute had passed, all 8 demonic snakes, and the king of beasts fell. At that moment, everyone turned around and saw that the dragon has disappeared. Where has the real dragon gone? Little did they know that while the battle was going on, the 3-fingered, the golden dragon was grabbed by a huge hand from the void and is dragged into a spatial rift. Xiai, where are you going? Qin Bingxi, forced to return to human form, shouted the name Xiai from the city wall. She felt that the strength of her Xiai contract seemed to was torn. In the main hall of the city ruler's residence a 3-fingered golden dragon appeared at the Manuan base, floating in the air. On in Gunts, I and Xiai only felt like before our eyes. A white light flashed, and now they are already here. The shelter of the Supreme, which has not yet reached maturity, an animal girl with Kuanping ears was floating in the air. At this moment, she looked at, with great curiosity, 3-fingered golden dragon. Xiai, controlling the 3-gendered golden dragon, stared, and was quite surprised. This animal girl exuded an aura of neurotic charm and temptation. Her whole figure was elegant and graceful, and her beauty, bright and alluring. She was a very mature and sexy older sister. One look over her shoulder and her smile were full of boundless charm, but the most surprising thing was that this charming, the animal girl with the fish in the sham, was incredible, strong. She could fly without relying on external forces. The flight of the 3-fingered golden dragon, on the contrary, depended on, from anti-gravity, returning to human form. I couldn't do that. Blood of the supreme dragon god, model, charming. And the sexy woman looked around with curiosity. On the sides, the entire controlling the tripartite golden dragon, blinked and appeared on the island. Who are you? There are no evil intentions in him. All of AE felt it. The charming, skinny woman shook her head and said, no matter who I am, you won't see me again, and you don't need to know. Her gaze, Every smile exuded an enchanting aura. This made my heart flutter, but her words were too cold and arrogant. Xiaoyi watched her silently for a while and lost. Speechless. Charming nature. The thin woman's beautiful face reflected disappointment. What a shame. To have the highest pedigree, and at the same time to miss such a outback, like the Manuan base. And only now they reach 9th Street. The summoner is probably already aged. Parents in my city based in Modu, I would definitely help. You pass Gaoka and enter the best educational institution. To the Kuanping Martial Academy in Modu City. The whole AE was simply speechless. He already wanted to object when I heard a joyful and excited voice. In Inguns I mean grandma. So that's you. It turns out that this Shoornian form of yours is about grandma. Both Xiaoyi and the charming Shoornian were shocked. Xiaoyi was surprised that, in Gong, I actually knows this Shoornian. Charming nature, and Shoornian from such treatment. She was dumbfounded. Her beautiful eyes widened. What else about grandma? Am I that old? Onin Gunsai, driving a 5-fingered golden dragon, joyfully appeared and exclaimed, "Oh, you're talking about grandma. You were one of my parents' teachers. You even held me in your arms when I was little." That same playful girl with a bun on top of her head, charming. Shoornian thought for a moment, and then recognition appeared on her beautiful face. And, illuminated by a hunch, she said, "So you're that little brat. That at the age of 8 she was still wetting the bed, that same Namgunsa. I, who at 10 years old loved to curl my toes." On Inguns, I almost fell through the ground out of shame. So much time has passed. Why remember it? Yes, 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 it's me, I immediately confessed in Gun. The charming thin woman suddenly clenched her teeth. So it was you who described my bed at the age of 8. At 10 years old, she curled up my toes. If only it wasn't that small, I'd give you that ass. Spanked her until there was no living space left. It was clear that she remembered these two incidents very fine. I remembered it like it was yesterday. Xia Yi and Nangongzaya emerged from the forms of summoned beasts. Returning to human form, Nangongya introduced them to each other, about grandma. This is my contractor, Xia Yi, and this is my father's teacher, Zamin. She is more than 1,000 years old, so since childhood I have respectfully. I call her great-grandmother, which means 1,000 years. The whole AE was a little confused. At 1,000 years old one can already be a progenitor, no wonder that she is called great-grandmother. Ha. Charming nature, Shoornian threw at the Nangong people. I'm talking about an angry look. What kind of grandmother am I to you? Call me sister, I'm not that old. Previously, when some brat called me that, it didn't matter. But now, when she calls me that, the incomparable beauty, my equal, about my grandmother, I just can't accept this. Indeed, women do not like to be called old. And she is no exception. On Inguns, I leaned over with a sly grin and whispered, "This is harmful about grandma. She is called the 1,000-year-old bachelor and the 10,000-year-old old maid. Never mention this to her. She will tolerate it." Can't. Hearing this, the entire E involuntarily glanced at the graceful Kumpenshurnian, such a beautiful woman, and alone for 1,000 years. Is she allergic to men? The corner of her mouth is Kumpenshurnian. Twitched. She just wanted to give non-gun Sayaskill a ban. Listen, you're standing so close. Even if you whisper, I will still hear clearly. Kumpenshurnian coughed, and her face became serious. Nangong Saya, if I remember correctly, you are preparing now for entrance exams. Nangong Saya nodded. Yes, but what is it? Kumpenshurnian heard in response, in her beautiful. A surprised and joyful smile appeared on his face. She looked about her, and at Ngun Saya, the owner of the highest pedigree, who still faces exams. I'm taking it. As a representative of Modu's base city, and vice president of Kunpeng Combat Academy, the best educational institution. Modu, you both enrolled early. Xia Yi and Nangong Xiao froze. Kunpeng Shorniang was delighted. In her eyes, she looked at Xia Yi and Nangong Xia. In her heart, she rejoiced. I just went for a walk and found such a treasure. When did I get so lucky? All Yi shook his head and replied, No, it won't. Kunpeng Chevrignanc's sweet face froze. He dared to refuse, and really, no luck. No wonder that in 1,000 years I still haven't decided. Problem with the template contract. The entire AE believed that it was better to pass the entrance exams honestly. Exams. Besides, he had a mission to become the best in the whole country. 10 minutes ago, a new appeared on the system tray. Message, congratulations to the carrier for completing. Assignments. Reward, rules level Cyan Huan Gem. Xiong Huan Gem is placed in the system. Storage. Current task is to become the best at state. Exams throughout the country and help the base city. Man Yuan enter the top 10 in overall results. Exams among all base cities in the country. The reward is a pattern regulator. The pattern controller has 3 functions. The first is improving the template level. The second is the restoration of damaged templates. The third is extracting crystals of template rule fragments. This is the initial level template regulator. One glance at these functions was enough to understand. I couldn't possibly have missed this. At that moment, entered the residence of the city mayor, the head of the city himself, the head of the pavilion, and the 4 great masters, disciples of Nangon Sitai and Jian Jezha greet. Teachers, head of the Manuan base city military pavilion, greets the supreme Kunpeng. The 4 great masters and the pavilion head followed, following the example of the head of the city and his wife, bowing. Their faces were serious and their gazes full of awe. The Supreme One is an expert whose power far exceeds Master level. Master, Great Master, Venerable, Great Venerable, Supreme One. The Supreme Kunpeng also has another title, Queen. Kunpeng, this is a terrifying genius at the state level. A mountain range like a forest of demonic snakes, she can level the earth with one wave of his hand. However, Nangong Chitai was at a loss. His teacher, doesn't she spend all her time at the best fashion academy, Kunpeng? How did she find it? Time to come to such a backward and remote base city. As Manuan, being the head of the city, Cheetah especially observed. Etiquette impeccable, he began to provide hospitality. His powerful teacher, the usually formidable head of the military pavilion, all this time, stood with a smile on his face and hardly said a word. Words, the 8 great masters were also there. Kunpeng Shaornian remained in her. Shaornian's form, she pointed out about E and asked, On Guntsida, where this guy lives, organize for me. Housing. I want to live next door to him, higher pedigree. Who had not yet been lured away before the end of the exams. She is obliged to get him into her ranks. Xia Yi felt that her gaze was somehow strange. The long-legged girl rushed with tears in her eyes. Into the arms of Xia Yi. I finally found you, I thought. Something happened to you. It was Chun Dingxi, forced to leave her summoned form. Beast. Everything's okay. Seeing this, Kunpeng Shaornian was simply stunned. She hit the table and shouted, What nonsense is this? You already have the owner of the contract, and here you are being affectionate. With another beauty, and even with such an incomparable one. So young and beautiful. City Lord, Pavilion Head, for great masters. Startled by an unexpected blow on the table, anger. The Almighty knows no barriers. Nangong Kita hurriedly explained, Madam, calm down your anger. Her name is Chun Bingxi. She is the first contractor of the summit. Beast Xia Yi Chun Bingxi, SS rank awakened with 9-tailed template. Heavenly Forest. So this guy, Xia Yi, signed a contract with 2 girls. And both with templates for SSS rank summoned beasts. Nangong, quoting, and Zhang Zizhou nodded. That's true. Kunpeng Shaornian jumped to her feet in astonishment. She approached Xia Yi and began to pinch his left side. Then on the right side, patted him on the left shoulder, then on To the right. She clicked her tongue in surprise, as if she had seen the most eloquent treasure. It feels very pleasant to the touch. The shoulders are wide, the bones are strong. Contract with 2 templates. Incredible. Incredible. All AE saw that the Kunpinchuernian was going to fuck him. Lower, and hastily slapped her graceful hand. About Grandma. There are people here. Stop it. It's ticklish. Kunpinchuernian smiled coyly, and at that moment, her charm captivated everyone. Truly mature, sexy. Beauty. That is, when we are alone, we can touch each other. She whispered, leaning towards him, and she even blew. Xiaovuka. And don't call me great-grandmother. Am I really that old? Call me fairy. Or Sister Yunbing. You are more than 1,000 years old, and I have to. Calling you a fairy is absolutely shameless. However, this is Kunpinchuernian, truly incomparable. Gorgeous. Her appearance can rival Nangong Ya and Qinbingshi. But compared to her, both girls still looked like childishly naive. Kunpinchuernian was like a ripe peach. Self-charm and sexuality, Sister Yunbin. Xia Yi smiled radiantly, pushing Qinbingshi, so that she would call her that too.